Commission meeting. It is May 10th, 2018. We're here in beautiful Ayer Town Hall. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
We do not have any changes to the agenda.
All right. Great. I would accept a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We do have a few minutes before 7:15, but since I'm sure that Robert has schoolwork to do, Robert, why don't you come on up and we'll talk about your RDA. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Do I have something here?
Well, you can have the whole thing.
Even more better. So, Robert, why don't you take 2 seconds and tell us how your project is going?
It's going better because I have the RDA now and drawings that are approved by Mr. Schultz.
Excellent.
The location did change a bit.
Yeah.
It's off to the left a bit more when you're facing away from the dome.
There's a photo in that packet somewhere. That's where it's going.
Ah, excellent. And Cal was there to help you as well?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And there's some maps just in front of that.
There we go.
I think maybe the next map up.
Yep, I see the marker right through it. There we go. Fantastic. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so you've laid it out. What's going to happen to the other concrete piers? You're going to remove those?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they out yet, or are we going to do it
No,
next?
they're not out yet.
Okay.
No, and I put that as a condition in the DOA that
Okay.
they're coming out.
So here we have our determination of applicability and construction of wooden pedestrian bridge across an unnamed stream in Pine Meadow Conservation Area. I guess we're missing your section.
Can you
Oh, I hope
circulate, can you just circulate the drawings?
So that is the most effective picture of the bridge. And then, so I'll show you this because you all know where it is. So this is the crossing when you come around with the transfer station behind you.
Right.
And here is a picture of Robert with the inspector and Cal and a bunch of spirited volunteers.
That's the cross-country team who was really going to enjoy having a bridge to go across that brook.
Oh, here it is. I missed it because it was so perfect. Removal of concrete piers, replacement of disturbed soil, and management that will not cause erosion. Perfect. Okay. So as we've discussed many times, Robert has been before us. He has proposed a bridge in this location. He had an original location, and he now has a changed design, which, unfortunately, Robert, as you'll find out through most of your life, is how things go. It starts one place and ends somewhere else. So you now have a new plan and a summer to work on it, so you must be excited.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless you have anything to add?
When I take the piers out,
Mm-hmm.
I used all the dirt to fill in the holes around it.
Ah.
What do I do to fill them in?
That is a good question. Well, do you need to dig any holes for your new project?
No.
None at all?
No.
Do you have any earth removal to make? Anything at all?
No.
Well, that's pesky.
A few bags of topsoil
Yeah.
with some
At that
stone
point,
on
probably the best way is to load up a wheelbarrow up at the top and be careful and bring it down to the bottom and just fill the holes up.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, once you start doing it, you can always check in with Joanne. But
Okay.
it'd really be just as simple as just bring the dirt down and fill the holes up, mostly for safety.
Mhm.
So I'd recommend you bring the dirt down so that when you pull them out, you're filling the hole right away.
Mhm.
Please and thank you.
Okay.
Should he just compact the dirt in that a bit? Just
Yes.
compact it, step on it.
Okay. And after you're done, if you have any questions, again, best way, send a picture or see about meeting Joanne down there.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions, sir? Jess?
Nope.
John?
How long do you think the project might take?
I'm not sure. It depends on how many days I have available to work on it.
Good.
Would like to get it done before the fall. But I'm going to get it done.
There you go.
That's the spirit. Why don't we say we're going to get it done before like the second week of August, so that way if you run into any trouble, you have a week before you go back to school.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that in mind, I would accept a motion to issue a negative determination of applicability, which means the law does not apply in this case, and Robert can continue with his project.
With a condition.
With the condition that thank you very much, with the condition which is already written in, that the concrete piers will be removed and the soil replaced.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 All right. Robert, thank you very much. Please make sure that you let Joanne know when you get started. You can email her at the office or give her a call, and it should go quick.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have party favors today. This is a card about the emerald ash borer.
Okay.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
It has a handy ruler on it. Just saying.
Yeah,
They're in Shirley.
which means they're huge.
I have so many comments. Okay. Next up, we have a continued public hearing for DEP file number 100-0424, notice of intent for the West Main Street Bridge. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, everyone. You want to see the posters again?
Well, let's see where we're at. If I remember correctly, when we last left, we talked about the locations. We saw them when we were on site. I don't know that we had any other follow-ups. Did anybody have anything that they needed more from the sidewalk?
Was there any thought ever given to raising the road in that area that dips right at the brook?
Not much. I think when I first laid out the profile, I looked at bringing it up a little bit for a couple of reasons, but the close proximity of those properties, particularly the driveway openings, would make it difficult to kind of raise that profile anything significant. So we did shift the low point off of the bridge. So right now the low point is on the eastern kind of expansion joint of the bridge, where we have shifted the low point a little further to the east to kind of get the low point off of the bridge and not have to worry about any drainage structures or pipes within the bridge structure itself.
Good point. Jess, did you have any other questions after the sidewalk?
No, just, has there been any communication with Mrs. Slarsky about that tree?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm not sure if Mark has.
We're leaving it to Mark.
Yeah.
That it is unlikely that tree will survive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, a gigantic hole in it. So,
So this thing you're paging through is the updated notice of intent?
oh, fantastic.
Yes. Lori and I have been back and forth. There were a few inconsistencies.
They've been smoothed out.
Was it the spelling of non-equacious brook? Because that messes everything.
No, it was thinking that the bridge was a single-family house.
There was an error checkbox on the
Yes.
single family house.
And we had
Again,
some
so many comments. It's just not enough time.
we had some input from Paige, who was with EOEA, I think.
Yeah, very often.
That resulted in the, well, maybe you can describe that. I'm kind of out of words today.
I don't recall what was was Paige's?
Paige was
Talk about-
reducing the thickness of the armoring of the stream bed so that it reduced the
Yes, so we.
cubic footage of dredge.
So the,
You're gonna have to pull them up, you're right.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking if there were any changes.
And so in your packet, you also have
This plan.
stamped copies of the two plans that we're including in the orders.
So as you can see here, the four quadrants of the wing walls, we reduced the footprint, well, not the footprint, we reduced the thickness of the armoring at each of the corners. Allows us to get under the 100 cubic yard threshold of dredging. So the footprint, the spatial footprint has not changed. It's just the thickness of the armoring itself has changed. So that results in the change in volume. That gets under 100 cubic yards, which is
Good,
important.
good
Right.
for all kinds of
Exactly,
reasons.
important for this. Correct.
Yes.
So in raw numbers, what did it used to be and what is it now?
I believe it was 135. What was it?
173.
173.
Yeah.
For some reason that number just popped in my head.
You were right there.
I was very close. Yeah, and I think now, I don't have a confirmed number, but I believe it's about 80
Okay,
cubic yards.
Yeah, I think we're calling it less than
Well,
less than 100.
Correct.
Yeah.
okay. So basically, you're not taking as much material out, you're reducing the amount of, how much, what is the thickness of the armory? Is it the same? Is it just you take less material out first?
No, the thickness is, the composition is gonna change, but the thickness will change as well. So
I think it goes from 4 inches to 2 inches.
well, it's
No?
I don't think it's 2 inches. I think the total of it is maybe 8 inches.
So this is fun. Do we have a letter from her?
Yeah.
What was it?
Reduction of the overall thickness of the scour protection blanket from 4 feet to 2 to 3 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Resulting in a reduction of excavation in waters of the U.S. from 173 to under 100 inches, feet.
Okay, so the overall footprint of the scour protection material must remain the same, hydraulic performance will not be impacted. Okay. She wrote this?
This is,
Or is this-
We wrote this.
You captured this? Okay.
Yeah.
Did we get a letter from her that's in the file?
no.
Did you get a letter from her that's in the file?
Not yet.
They haven't issued the certificate yet.
Okay.
The decision is tomorrow, and then the certificate should be forthcoming soon thereafter.
Okay, good.
So we've run into this in the past. We have to wait.
Mhm.
Okay. You know we have to wait.
So that, the
Yes.
certificate is issued.
Okay. We're not mixing packages yet.
Haven't we approved it contingent upon receipt and won't release it until we receive it?
We can do that as long as we don't release it.
That's easy.
Agent Christoph is a tough cookie.
It's true.
So that document there, that's just it's a description of the 10 stormwater standards in relation to our project. So redevelopment project, meeting these standards to the extent practical. So it just gives a brief explanation of the standard and how we are meeting it to the extent practical. So just kind of as a informational packet for your review.
Okay.
And that was at the request of Barry Delmain of Mass DEP.
Yeah, did I bring his comments? I don't think I did.
Okay. All right, so we've seen the plans, we've been on the walk, we've been to the job site. We understand how crucial this is. I'm still really worried about that gas main. That's the noise I don't want to hear.
Because that's probably not the actual noise you'll hear.
That's what it will sound like in Boston.
Yeah.
All right. So we have the corrected notice of intent, we have the plan additions and the notes that you received from NEPA. NEPA,
Put into office.
Yeah. and what was the lady's name again?
Paige.
Paige.
Paige Zapiga.
Ah,
How do you spell that?
CZEPIGA.
Wow. CZ,
CZEPIGA,
oh, E, okay.
yeah.
This is why she goes by Paige.
Paige.
I wasn't even going to try.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to know? We've gone over it, we've seen it in the field. It's a crucial project.
Correct. Yeah, crucial project to the town. It's main throughway to to surrounding communities. Like I said, we've been on the site. We marked out the head wall locations on the site. We saw that. One thing I wanted to bring up would be the mitigation area related to bordering land subject to flooding.
Right.
That was the area we staked out on site, and if we were to do it earlier, it's that would be to the maximum extent practical for that.
It's to compensate for net fill at particular 1-foot contour elevations.
Right.
Without the BLSF mitigation, the entire project has a net cut of approximately 30 cubic yards, which will be additional flood storage volume in the local area. But it's up to the commission to decide whether they would want to require the additional cut.
Let's look at it on the print again, because if I remember correctly, it's on the southeast side.
Correct. So that mitigation area is here. This was the driveway with the construction debris next to it, and that's where I staked out in green
Right.
on the south side of the bridge. So that would be the area that we have identified that we would use that for the mitigation.
So maybe I didn't ask enough questions when we were there. So why is this a yes or no and not a because? So what makes this subjective?
I think because it's a limited project, so that if we meet the regulations to the greatest practical extent, at the point where we're already providing the additional 30 cubic yards of
Flood storage.
Is it reasonable and worth the extra additional time and effort and expense to the town to do this additional cut on what I see as already a steep slope subject to some erosion?
Right. Yeah, it was one of the concerns we had when we were there, is the slope is already, if anything, what would be the treatment of that area if you didn't reclaim it? Could we rip-wrap that slope so that it didn't continue to erode? Is that?
I think, so if you're saying that if we chose not to do that work,
But if we all agreed that that work wasn't necessary based
Okay.
upon the total volumetric capacity that you've added to the flood storage in the area, but that area isn't in great shape now anyway, and you're about to subject that whole area to surges as you're going through construction, et cetera, does it make sense to just rip-wrap that slope, maybe the bottom 4 feet of that slope, just rip-wrap that slope so that we don't continue to suffer erosion in that area? Is there any reason we couldn't do that? You can do that from the top.
That would be additional fill in technically waters of the U.S.
Right.
There could be other ways to stabilize it, more natural ways with additional plantings. And it would help if the homeowner wasn't killing any vegetation with
Right.
stuff that was going over the edge.
Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think just some sort of vegetative restoration would probably be the best.
Jess?
I defer to Mr. Bacon.
You can agree.
I agree. So would you say vegetative
Restoration.
restoration?
How about you, Joe?
No, I think that sounds like a good plan.
So, Why don't we go ahead with that? So we'll skip the other work in that area and just do vegetative restoration there. If nothing else, it'll improve the general area.
Yeah. It'll
So-
help stabilize the soils.
Right.
So no mitigation cut?
No mitigation cut.
And
We've
just
seen the
this.
area. It doesn't make sense to remove material from there, but it does make sense to stabilize that area. It would be a shame to put your pretty new bridge in, and when you were done, that was left in the state it was. So, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? All right. Well, then at this point, I would accept a motion to begin work on the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0424. I'm assuming you have not. Have you gone over any, have you gone through these? I
Yeah,
apologize. Oh,
yeah,
let's see,
those
that's
are
where
ready to sign.
I'm already behind.
You are.
I'm all right with that. That's why you're here. So I would accept a motion to issue the final order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0424 with the sole condition that the order not be released to the applicant until MIPA's decision has been handed over.
No matter what it is. So,
Second.
Discussion?
No, just do we want to include the condition about the, what we just said about stabilizing that slope?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I should have put that in. Thank you for that friendly amendment.
The vegetative restoration.
The addition of special condition number 44. Vegetative restoration on the southeast corner on the slope to prevent further erosion. Dragon.
Dragon?
Talk to type.
Oh,
Would you like to include the friendly amendment?
sure.
Would you like to second it?
I would.
Here we
Second.
go. All right. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We're very excited about the bridge. Again, because I looked under it.
You were able to go under? You were able to look, did you go back out there and look under it?
No, I was able to see all I needed to see from where we were. So, all right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
I'll bring this over when,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, just as a formality, while we wait for the MIPA decision, I think the best thing is for us to not close the public hearing in
Okay,
case there is an issue, to George's point.
okay.
And we'll just close it at the next hearing after the MIPA decision is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would accept a motion to continue this public hearing to, actually, let's just do it to May 24th, since it should be open and shut.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
You too.
Good night, everyone.
Okay. Next up, we have the discussion of the enforcement order for Ridgeview Realty Trust, DEP file number 100-0393.
So we upgrade the technology now, huh?
Yeah, boy, and I had a little tutorial with our tech person, and we are able to be cooking with gas, because we can now draw on this plan.
Oh, really? That's nice.
I'm already on copy. Good evening.
Thank you.
Steve. Okay.
if anybody else wants to speak up, I'll make sure you get their names.
Got it.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, did this come as an email earlier? I didn't see it. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yes, that just came late yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right, May 8th. It's only the 10th. I have thought it was the 14th all day today.
You're much faster. You're back to the future.
It's not a good sign.
We all like that. Wish is a 14.
Just wishing to go backwards. Okay. I'm going to glance at this
Sure.
while we go forward. So, as I understand it, the basic problem is that there were issues with sediment into the buffer zone and into the basins and
Into the wetlands.
wetlands.
Yeah.
And I understand from Joanne that you all had a meeting on Friday
Yes.
in the office. And so, if you would, can you walk us through what went wrong and what you've done since, please?
Okay.
So that everyone here can see.
Sure. Okay, so for the record, Fishing went from Creative Land and Water Engineering. So this is the plan, so April 16th. So we had this tremendous rain, and Joanne and I went there, did the inspection, and so I think in the, like about 3 o'clock
Yep.
in the afternoon, Joanne showed up. We happened to be all at this location. So when we were, it's probably just either right up there, so the rain was really downpouring, so we probably get 2.5 to 3 inches rain, and the thing is coming down so quickly. So there was a catch basin around here, 2 catch basins. One side don't have seal sacks, the one side have a seal sacks, and they just cannot take the water. So that, even though we burned up around the edge of it, so that water has just overwhelmed the capacity. So it caused a little bit overflow and washed into the Springer wetlands. But we had another defense, wood chip check dams. So the turbidity went over, actually all the washout was retained behind it. So that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jisheng. So, but I know that before this, because I think we had a meeting that week, and I know Joanne was concerned because there was a lot of soil on the roads before
Right.
the rain happened.
Yes, that's the week prior, we had an inspection actually that week. So there was, all those roads have active construction and relatively wet weather. So they did tracking some sediment onto the roadway, but by Friday, the 16th was Monday, and then so the Friday they did sweep the whole road. So the road was clean when the 16th, when I went back to check in the rain. So the roadway is clean. The turbidity is just due to so much of the rain, it does wash out from the active lots. So that's what the real reason for causing the turbidity. The sedimentation is that this is a little bit, this is overwash here. And then at the same time, all the runoff getting into the detention basin 7405 and the overflow. When they overflow, we did protect the overflow part, but it's again, so when the rain is so much and the overflow water, the water always be lazy, I always say, they're trying to find the weak point. So they overflowed over to the protected area and undermine the soils around the pass, which get washed into this little area. So we had, have multiple defense of erosion control. So we have the seal sacks and we have seal fence, but the water is so much, they overpowered all that, they're knocking down all that.
So not to interrupt you again.
Yes.
So one of the things I was unclear about, so obviously the basins are designed to hold the water as it comes down. The basins are not completed at this time, or what percentage are they? How completed are the basins as far as what capacity are they at today?
They are not at full capacity at this point.
Right.
Probably.
I would say probably 60-70%. So
Okay.
yeah, so this one is almost done, but this part, there's 2 detention basins. The upper one is probably like in 30%, so they're digging out. I think the critical issue is they did, so from the sediment basin perspective, it's probably been pretty big sediment basin for that purpose. Because of at the end of last winter, they just didn't get the time to install the outflow control structure, so that will empty the basin in between the storms. but, so therefore, when the runoff get there, they kind of overwhelm. So they filled it up much quicker, so between the storm, if you have a storm and a storm consecutively in a week, so that just cannot empty quick enough. And then they use the overflow. And the overflow was not 100% completed yet, was too temporary. We added erosion control, but did put fill fabric and crushed stone on it, so that's all according to the plan we called for. It's just, so that's what the reason. It's not we didn't do anything. So we did most of things we can do, but for that rain, it's just that for the overflow pass, the water just went sideways, undermined it. That's why they get washout. The washout volume is not that tremendous because it's only limited to that flow pass. Was not like in universal. The turbidity is a little bit universal issue, but the washout is just about in an area of 5 feet by 15 feet, like about 75 square feet of areas. Very small, like a couple inches. So when we find that out, and so I went back on the 17th, the next day. So that things was cleared out a lot. So the 16th, that water was a little bit turbid, and then they already cleaned it out, the sediment. So so the third time.
I'm sorry,
yes.
when you say they cleaned out the sediment, you mean the sediment dropped out, or someone
Yeah,
actually
you can
actively
see,
cleaned it?
Yeah,
This
they
is the-
see that's
this is
actively cleaned it out.
Cleaned
Okay.
out. Yep.
You can see it's right. It's almost.
No, I'm
like-
just
but-
making sure I understand.
Yes, yes, yeah. They cleaned it out by hand to the
Piper,
original.
contractor.
Yeah.
Glenn and Luke Piper.
Yes, Pipeman.
Are you
Yeah.
Glenn?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
That's Tim.
Yeah.
my apologies.
Right. So after they cleaned it out, so basically the turbidity dropped below 10, so it's in a single digit that number. So this is the
So this is where the washout happened on that.
overflow. Yeah, this is the overflow area.
Yeah.
So that's the upper part. I don't know if we have a photo for the downstream. You can see that rack is a fill fabric. So it's all the path is protected.
Can you show me where we are on the plan, please?
On the plane is right at this
At the
location.
top, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were the other way.
Right.
No, that's fine, thank you.
So here, this is that lowest pond. If you were standing on this, you'd be looking down over the Volkswagen
Collection.
collection,
Right, right, yeah.
and looking back up towards the road.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the beginning of that
So-
spillway.
Right.
And was this the driveway, or is this are we to the left of the driveway?
The driveway's is.
Yeah, so the driveway's up that way.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, to the
Yeah.
right, for the
Yeah,
right.
so the driveway's up to the right, we're standing on the left of the driveway, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, this is a protected overpass, and so the overpass is good for small storms because they only use the crushed stone. That crushed stone get washed down, and you can see this is a pond. It didn't get quite dry. The water don't drop as quick.
it doesn't. This was taken maybe Tuesday
This week?
of this week. The spillway is over here.
Right.
And this is sort of the high
High water, yeah.
which is maybe
Yeah.
12 or 14 inches above
Yeah,
where
the
it is
day
right
I
now.
went there back last week is about 16 inches.
Okay.
Yeah,
So to be clear, so this basin didn't fill all the way up because it ran out on the side toward us right here.
exactly. We have a overflow pass
Right.
and protected to some at that. We protect it with the fill fabric first, and then on top of it have some boulders and the crushed stone, and so it have been used for the past year or so like that, and so the reason washout is due to, as I said, the overflow pass was kind of the water get on it. Maybe first it's just a pinhole, very small one. And so the water went to those pinholes, starts going under the fabric, and eventually undermined it. So,
And it's still, the water coming in from the wetland crossing is still going under the fabric. You can stand on the fabric
Right,
and hear it gurgling under your feet.
right. Right, yeah, well, the water coming from the wetland crossing actually was relatively the clean part. The
Yes.
cleaner the water, right.
Yeah.
But we still need to
Here, you can
make
drive.
it.
I just wanted to.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
all right.
goal, as we at the meeting, we talked about is we're presenting a schedule. So our goal is to try to install the overflow structure as soon as this area get dried up. We probably, when I go back, I will check in again. I did have them put more mulch. I think at first is Joanne had them, which improved the turbidity into this pond a lot. If you see this water, the turbidity is about 10.5. It probably looks a little bit dirtier because there's lots of seals set at the bottom. So, and this is the reflection of the clay bank over there. But so eventually to get this solved is we have to get this overflow structure, the manhole type have an orifice, the water can gradually drain between storms so that we can have more capacity. And right now the spillway is acting like a regular overflow, outflow, not overflow. So
That's right, there's really no freeboard.
Right,
There-
no,
there's,
no, right.
This is about the
I was gonna say,
capacity.
so
This
you've
is,
got all that wall on all those sides, but it's not doing you any good because the overflow is so low.
right, yeah, the overflow is a low, but they don't want to get the water too high. All this berm right now is probably pretty good. It's all in fill.
Mhm.
All those the earth berm, you see it, it's all fill. So probably don't want them to get the water too high either, and when they just construct it. So, but right now it's probably settled pretty good. I mean,
well, whatever that superfine glacial soil
Right.
is up there goes into suspension and never,
yeah,
just never
really
comes
difficult
out.
to suspend
Yeah.
it. We trying to hold it. It's just like we had it with the meadow, you know.
I
the
was just
willows.
gonna say,
Yeah,
the willows was.
Right, but it's
Yeah, this isn't clay, this is some other weird glacial
I hope this
flowery.
isn't the same clay as what it was.
no, not
No.
as bad. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think it's the same.
no.
That stuff didn't go away.
No.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like
that
strip
one is
water.
much worse. This one, actually, a couple of days you go back, so it clear up pretty good. In the basin, I think it was holding much, but if you're going further downstream into the wetlands, you just saw that photo was pretty much last week what it looked like.
So, please help me understand. So, we know you have an awful lot of open space, right? Lots
Yes.
of cleared land. We
Right,
have a lot of water that's gonna sheet flow down, as you saw.
right,
You've got paved streets,
right,
so you've got catch basins.
Right.
You've got all this water coming down here to this basin, and it's clearly not able to hold the water. What are we-
right. Yeah,
What's the protection for the next storm?
okay, that's a good question.
Yeah?
If you look in the old plan, so this plan was originally designed last year or April. We had a turbidity issue. So this time, as I explained, so we had several things adding together. Some of them is good intention. So at the very bottom, the two catch basins, they put the seal sacks in, and which limited the inlet flow. So, and after we poured it out, we only catch like a 2 shovelful sediment. So it doesn't really do much. So that water going there is actually coming to this, not going there. So that water couldn't go there, that's why they went the wrong direction. So the water get into the catch basin actually keep on coming to this sediment basin.
That's where it's supposed to go?
Yes, they're supposed to be go. And then the same thing, we have a sediment basin created over here, and from last year, we have I call it flow diversion swale. And during the utility construction, when they put back the backfill, they didn't put back the swale. So that also adding to this total volume, so that's one. And we restore this, so if you look at it, right now, actually most of the water will go into this. This is a big tremendous area, so it's a wooded, and we'll go there, and we have a sediment basin will filter through in a much bigger buffer zone. Over here, we don't have much buffer or no wooded area, so the
Right.
bars are shooting out, concentrated flow. Here, when the water get into this sediment basin, there will be sheet flow through all the leaves, so never went to the wetlands. So, and even during the construction time when the road was not paved, much worse condition, that was protected very well. So right now, the roadway was paved, and right now we added is pretty much all around this section, from here to here, all the roadside is mulched and
Chips.
yeah, some section over here is the chips, but most of them is actually loam and seeded. So the germination was probably coming pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Even last
it's
meeting,
up in-
Friday was
Up in
already
green,
come.
yeah.
So that will reduce all that, so the turbidity. So that definitely will do. And in addition to this original design one, this is the detention basin, so 1112 area. So this one doesn't really take in much of water from the roadway, so we cut another interception and the diversion channel. So it means on this half of it, the water will go there again. So this detention basin will be used as a sediment basin treatment first. Then they overflow to the I believe it. So Steve will probably get me corrected. I think it overflows to the roadside. So how that go to the roadway, or there's another connection. So right now it looks like going to the roadside.
They go underneath the roadway.
Go over and then to use the road crossing, right?
The crossing, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then the road crossing will
It's
eventually
there
go
somewhere.
there.
It's this one.
Okay. Can you zoom in? So one of the things you said, Deshang, and I just want to make sure I
I
understand.
don't know if I can zoom in.
Let's see if there's a function.
There doesn't appear to be a zoom.
I can draw on it. I'm excited about that.
Laser pointer.
Get this.
Cut that out. Try on. Oh wait, can I do it? Can I?
I don't know.
Nope.
Oh well.
The mouse.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be. There's a lasso function. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I was wondering. You were saying that this basin. You were saying that it wasn't getting to that basin. Why?
No,
Why is that?
There's a roadway drainage pipe under here,
Yeah.
connect to this 30-inch pipe going to here.
Sure.
And then the water coming out of this two detention basins overflow to the roadside, and then going to the road crossing. There's a wetland crossing over here. Oh,
So are you? I'm still lost. Is this pipe in place? Can I do
yeah,
that?
yes,
I did that.
Yeah, right.
You
right,
did.
do it.
Oh, so
Is this-
you're the one.
Is this? But now it's not working.
I've got
is-
eraser.
Is that pipe in
Okay.
place? Because
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out. So
Yeah,
one
right.
more time. Why is the water not getting there?
To here.
Why did the water from here not get there? Are you saying it was getting there, but it overflowed? I'm
No,
not understanding.
the water coming from here
Yeah.
is getting into, right now, it's overflow to the roadway,
Mhm.
and so there's two parts. One is the water coming from this circle area is
Right.
going to the wetlands, so there's a wetlands in the middle.
Right.
So that wetlands is connected to the downgrading wetlands through a pipe.
Right. So basically, everything from the circle
Right.
goes into this spot right here.
Right, exactly.
Now, what's happening here? How is that?
Here is the road runoff.
Yeah.
Coming to the catch basin here, and that catch basin is connected to this
Okay.
section.
So it's the catch basin on the road is the only thing that connects to that
Right,
basin.
right.
Okay.
And that catch basin was kind of basically limited by the seal sacks, and we removed it now, because
I see.
it doesn't help.
So
because
it was limiting the flow, and you didn't want it to.
Right, no, yeah, we want them to go to
Okay.
the sediment basin.
So now you've improved that flow,
Right,
and these basins,
so this one right now going to this.
Yeah, that one's helping now.
Exactly. Yeah, that will help a lot, because if I went back to look at it, we didn't have the same magnitude flow, but as I said, the whole last year, that thing was open. We had much worse flow, and even before the road was paved, all the water went to there and then treated.
Okay.
So didn't get into this basin. But right now, after it paved, so that water didn't get to here. They sheet flow over here, and then follow the sheet flow going to that basin actually.
Okay, so, if I may.
Yeah.
So-
we need another sticker.
How do we fix this area here so that, you were saying that you think we need to wait for it to dry up a little bit before we can fix it?
No, we already fixed it.
Okay.
So, but it can be even further improved. So the whole area right now is use of big boulders and then wood chip mulch. Check them all the way. It's already added. So the upper part, probably I told them to add in another fill fabric. They may be, I don't know, they may or may not done
Yeah,
yet.
I didn't get up there today, so.
Right.
So that's 9405 or 940?
3, 9.
I think this one's 9403 and that one's 9405.
Right.
So-
the 904-3 will be created the first. Whenever
Yeah,
we get the
Luke,
time.
Luke is already working on this one.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Luke is working on 9403,
Mhm.
okay? And 9405 is clearly not at capacity. And even if it was at capacity, what's the concern? What could-
It doesn't have much capacity.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? There's
Yeah.
not a lot of capacity, but we're saying that we really also don't want to build up the overflow because then are you worried about the walls?
Right,
Coming
right. Yeah,
apart, so-
the embankment, the berms around it. It's a fill. So in a way, that fill not supposed to have a water overtopping, and rather than have a
It's a dam, basically.
yeah,
Right.
basically like a dam. You don't want a dam break. If that fill so the one we put the overflow part is in the original soils. So therefore, even the overtop, where they undermined it, they didn't get that bad because the soil is so tight, glacial till. If the water get overflow in the field dike, then you get that situation. You almost have like a dam break. That would be real disastrous. So if you're thinking of this bad, then you're thinking it could be much worse if that water overflows the field dike.
So I guess my concern is, if we know that we just had a problem,
Right,
right? And we also know that we can make some limited changes, which you've made,
right.
but we still can't take advantage of that basin. How much capacity do you think you're going to get out of 9403?
Well, that will be a lot, right? So when we do that, we probably they will install the overflow structure at the same time, I would tell them.
That's
Between the two?
Right,
Right.
right. Then that capacity, because that's in the upper gradient side, we can get the water into 9403 first before they go into 9405. So that capacity can be controlled by the.
Actually, maybe I can.
Oh yeah, no, we'll give you this one. So
I know, I was trying to erase all those, so that I could see.
The big eraser.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
there's room, it's not razor.
That's right.
Okay. So how do we make sure the water ends up in here and not in here? Aren't these structures already in place to those?
Yeah, right now, actually, the water is in place, so the roadway crossing is
Mhm.
coming over here and coming like somewhere here. And then we have a swale, check dams coming there. The water can go like this way.
I see.
So we can definitely.
So force it, basically.
Easily, the water.
But this
temper.
is the one that's only 30% complete, right?
Right, right. If we dug that out and we put the over control structure into it, then you will keep the capacity all the
Mhm.
time. So here, that because it's so wet, we have to divert the water to there, probably let it dry up, and then we can install that overflow structure. They didn't have enough time to do that
Right.
last winter. So, and partially we saw, then expecting all the water will overwhelm in that, into that. So, because sometimes you just don't, in reality, sometimes because of before we have this diversion swale in this area, so the water just doesn't go there, get that much, and then they say, oh, maybe it's not an issue. But then suddenly when this one,
Then
I took
Patriots
some
Day
of-
happens. Yeah.
when we put it back, they forgot to put the swale back, and then, all the water went there, and then at the same time, we put the sill sacks in the catch basin, all the things, the thinking is a good, so some is like it's overlooked because of that swale, so probably that time they're thinking, oh, we already have the roadway, maybe that roadside sediment basin may not need it, so.
This little basin isn't very big, though.
No, they don't, the good thing is they don't need a big to hold the water, because we have this more than 100 feet of
Mhm.
oversheet, overland flow, the leaves
Right,
and the
right,
leaf
right.
mats. I went there before this roadway was taken, when Brian was still here. We had tracked this down, even right now, you're walking down there, the turbidity is not that much. So it's basically all the tree, the leaf mats and all that is great filtering for turbidity. So the segmentation is not that much. So as we saw it, it's mainly the suspended turbidity. It was not really the segment itself.
Well, and that was before all the trees were cut on both sides of the roadway, though.
Well, no, the tree cut was a while. They had a disturbance of the road was disturbed. Right now, they cut the trees, but they haven't stripped it yet. So that's a good part. So hopefully before they strip it, we get to making sure. That's why the road sign is important. That over here, even if strip it, the water doesn't go to the basin.
Right.
They go to the back of it. So that's
Yeah.
not going to be a big of a concern. So since all the single individual lots, we have all the double row seal, the seal section there.
Did you bring copies of the table that you sent me?
I have one copy. so-
Okay, I can go across and make more copies.
Yeah.
And did I put this in your packets?
You did?
Yeah.
So let's go back one. So I'm still trying to make sure. So if we know that 9405 can't really be used, right, to its full capacity, and we're doing something with 9403, does 9403 involve building up banking, or does it involve simply excavating to create the basin?
Banking.
So it's the same as 9405.
But the difference is the outlet control structure will be installed. So
Okay.
it has vertical orifices in it that will allow for gradual release of stormwater
In between storms.
in between storms and during the smaller storm events.
Okay. And so,
But we also discussed that lot 75A, which is basically in between these two basins, is probably going to be one of the last lots developed. The house foundation location could be used as an additional temporary sediment basin.
Yeah, we can probably temporarily dig in part, maybe half of it. You don't want to dig in the full, probably half of the foundation as a temporary sediment basin. So Bill, I think, as I said, so with we are committed to make sure all the implemented sediment erosion control will be maintained, like in this swale. So this time, we already learned once, so there will be never another lesson to learn. Say, I will never let them to build that. So it could be a chance, but they know that is important. Before, I think, even myself, I thought the roadways paved, all that stuff. It may not be as bad, but so when you think it was not bad, then so we have this big storm coming. So that's what happened. But all that will be in place until we get. So there were several things. Is right now it's improving. Is the house lot from 66 to 69 and 131B over here. It's all getting house up, and the house lot should be soon. Will if you're looking at they're closing in a month. This month. So. I would expecting before the closing they will loam it and hydroseed it. When that happens, we are going to reduce a tremendous sediment source coming down that way. So too, I think the main is turbidity, not really sediment. So as I said, it's turbidity control. So right now we have two issues. One is the turbidity. One is the washout. I believe if we're getting the basin 9403 in, the washout things is almost can be guaranteed, will not happen anymore. And the overwash at the road crossing area. So right now, when we yanked out the sill sacks and the two diversion swales in place, maintained, I don't think that will ever happen either. So because it never happened before, this is the first time it actually happened. So because of the combined two conditions. So
So that was back almost a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
Right, right.
And there's still water in that basin,
Yeah,
9405?
yeah. And it's not the water from the wetland crossing.
Yeah, there's some water coming, so you see this,
But it's,
the water coming from the wetlands actually seeping out to here, some of the seeping, this driveway, like we have a swale around the
Right.
proposed driveway, and
So
that
the-
one going there too.
the water from the wetland crossing is going through, following that channel down towards the basin.
Right,
But I had Luke kind of use his boot and just make a little dam so it's going into the overflow
Right.
structure. It's not going into the basin
But
right
another
now.
factor at this point is some of these upgradient basins, like 1017 and 1019, don't have their full capacity yet either. So runoff that is to be collected in that area is being discharged down into this direction right now. So part of the process we went through last Friday with Joanne was to develop a sequence for
Yep.
completing all of the basins.
Right. And you guys were on top to bottom.
right, right.
Yep.
Right, yeah, those ones, like at the upper sections, it's relatively dry, they can finish it probably by, most of them from May to June, that's what the goal is. So we have the table, if you're looking
Yeah,
at
in
it.
in the letter, there's,
Yeah, the table one,
yeah,
have it, so laid out, so so the basing 1019 will be basically finished in May, and the 9403 will be finished in May to June, so that's what they're working on it. And 1117 will be June, 1109 will be June 9747, so that's already in place, and that's on top of it. It's just pretty much like it need to be seeded. They're already loaned and completed.
All right, so as I look at this from the top, 1017, so 1019.
The law, 135B.
Yep, no, I'm looking at the top. So you've got 1019, that's the first one,
Right.
and that's next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's technically, they will finish it by end of, so either next week or so. It's already rocked it in. I think even the.
yeah, he was working away.
Right, yeah,
on
the
it.
structure was already installed, but it's just need to be, to creating the dike, the embankment berms around it to be to the design grades and loam and seeded. So then the water from the roadway, wherever it need to be diverted to there, can get it there, so.
Okay.
And we made this table with Glenn
Right.
Hyburn, so,
Unless we have continuous rain, they can't do nothing, but
yeah.
right now, so it seems like if we check with them, they're still in line with the committed time. It's not, I cannot give them a time and not practical, that's why I think it was a great meeting last Friday. We had it, so from the contractor, from the engineer, from the semi-motion control perspective, from Joanne's input, all understand the site condition, design condition.
And the proponent do point to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The applicant was there, so everybody was there, and so that's why we coming up all the we're trying to see all the issues, and made into four categories, and we discussed in maybe so.
And this, with some of this sequencing, we took into account that now we're filing into the growing season.
Right.
So that's giving us a little bit of help in
Right,
terms of
right,
the
safety factor.
the uptake of the water.
Right.
And also looking at the traditional drier months of the year, which months are going to be best to work on the more difficult basins.
Yeah, I saw you kind of skipped July.
July is like number 7.
Is
Yeah, that's-
11/27, 11/28.
Yeah, there's a 2 basins, 11/27, 11/28, that's July.
Having trouble locating 1127. I see the whole string at the bottom, the 1117, 1112, 1109, 1115.
It's a very large basin.
Yeah,
That's
so.
probably why I'm missing it.
So it's over
It's over
here,
here.
so to this side, see that? So that's right now, it's already in place
Oh, I
as a
see,
sediment
I see,
basin. Yeah,
I
it's a
see.
big sediment basin. Right now, we're already in that place, already created temporary sediment basin. That's what actually can take a lot of water, and at the same time, it's far away from, very distant from the wetlands. So we still have the grass and the topsoils and so leaf mats. If the water get there, they get some much better filtering. So
Yep.
they don't, and we have an overflow pipe there. It's not easily undermining anything. So that's a good part. So that's why we want to direct the water to that spot at this point. So yeah, we've been directing to that spot for quite a while.
So are any of the other, so we know 9405 is holding water, any of the other basins still holding water? I mean, we haven't really gotten all that much rain in a while.
So the one, I haven't been there this week, but I would say that they will hold some water. It's not much of a concern of holding some water in it. Actually, so holding some water, if the water is coming in from the far end and they get out of the another end, they still have the same sedimentation settling capacity. They just don't have the detention capacity.
Right, that's what
Right.
I'm more concerned about the fact that if the water's not going away,
Then you
you've
don't
already-
reduce
you're already
much.
started.
Right, you
Right.
cannot reduce much of the velocity going out of it. That's
Right.
causing the washout. If the waters can store and the overflow going is a small detain, so that's wherever it's protected with the overflow structure. So this two basins over here have an overflow structure installed, and the basin 1107, 1109 over here, that overflow structure installed. Whenever that overflow structure installed, you may have a little bit water below the invert of the overflow pipes or orifice. They're not going to hold in the water. So for the full storage, as that happens to
The standard is that they should empty of water 72 hours
Right.
after the storm.
right. So if you don't have water, you
so we're past that. That's the,
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's the-
well, we did have some rain this past Sunday, but nothing since then, obviously.
yeah. Hopefully, we are not going to have like in 3 days you have a 200-year storm. That's very rare. So that's what they call act of God to some degree. That even the DEP, if you recall, for the enforcement order from the DEP. So that's they called out if any situation is more than 3 inches of rain. So you get to have 2 days to restore it, because it's just the construction site is not 100% to be permanently stabilized. So it means the loose soils, when you have that much water, it's just there's no way you can 100% hold. So we are almost close to that situation. So we pretty much restored it in less than 48 hours to pull back and restore to the turbidity less than 50. So from the performance perspective, we did have this situation, but we kind of restored quickly, react to it quickly, and we did identify the causes to this problem, and we believe the major things we fixed it, but we definitely, with the permanent full construction of the capacity of some of the basins, it will make it better. So since we are in a relatively approaching to a dry season, so that will give us the opportunity to do that. So in a way, it's not empty promise. So I believe whatever is there, even we had the same rain of April 16th, it's not going to happen for the same situation, even though it's not going to overwash. So that's what I have that confidence with the measures in place. And you can hold me personal.
No, and I think DeSheng's
How it
right.
work.
I think he's right in that with the roadway sides,
Diversions, all that.
Yeah,
And
the-
then we
the
remove
grass in
silt
place and the
right, the grass and
the mulch and
It's not even we have another 3 inches of rain. You can as I said, occur on me, I would never do another business here if it happens again. Under that flow condition, I have that confidence, okay? So,
There is still a lot of bare ground on the site.
oh yeah, so this construction site, that's why we want to get all the house lot to be stabilized. So that's why it's our common goal to get the whole thing, as many house lot 100% permanently stabilized. That will be toward every house lot gets sold or loam and seeded grass grow. That's one less problem permanently take care. So that's what all the parties agreed on. That's why we will discuss that on. So how can we join together to achieve that goal? We definitely need the committee and need input and help. So I did propose some ideas at our meeting. We kind of agreed and hopefully see if we can do that. So, but yeah, let's discuss the major action first. So you can see the construction completion planning. So if you see any questions on that, so let's address that one by one. So, so when we get through this, then we can thinking of procedure-wise, see if we can do anything better to help out to making the project moving even faster to reaching the permanent stabilization. So so we do the urgent first, and we do the
Yeah, the best way to have this not be a problem anymore is to
That's right.
get the project finished.
exactly.
All right, so I know you guys had the meeting the other day. I think our primary concern was to get the basins fleshed out, because obviously the fact that there wasn't capacity is, part of the problem part of the reason we had the problem on the bottom in the first place.
Right.
And of course, also location, how the catch basins were working. It does seem to make sense that just in case that you guys do excavate that foundation down there in lot 75, it seems like it'd almost be silly not to. It doesn't hurt you.
Agreed.
Yeah, so the swale actually followed this swale going in rather than them going into the basin 9405. So the foundation's right there. So end of that swale, we can excavate a little bit bigger to where the house foundation is, using as another support to do that. And then we can divert that water actually probably away from that basin.
Yeah, I'd send it in 9403. 'cause-
Right. Yeah, that's definitely what we have. So we will discuss with the
So what's going to make you feel comfortable that 9405 could start to approach its actual capacity? What's the best way for that? Are you looking for the sides to grow in? What are you looking for?
Looking for them to install the old flow control structure.
Right?
And that so because of right now it's holding water, we were looking into it if the basin number 9403 can replace, can hold most of the water, and we can get in a mechanism that the water not going to 9405. Maybe we can get sooner to install that rather than waiting in August or September. We will assess the site situation based on the site changes. It could come in sooner, so we just put it into this planning purpose. But if we see things can work it out, we definitely will. We can jump on that to making things happen sooner rather than later.
So unfortunately, Pyburn is a small outfit of two. Two very good. They're very
so we're
good
clear.
at
Tim, are you one of the two?
No.
No.
My condolences to the two. It's a very difficult site. I represent the construction manager.
Should we call, Tim accompanied us on one of our site walks.
I thought so, but
Summer.
So my point is that we have two guys. One can run one machine and the other can run the other machine.
Well, you're not giving them a lot of credit. They were really fast.
Yeah,
Well, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
They finished in the whole thing in less than a week. So as I proposed, so everything was quick. So we did. Okay, so if I talking how the action was taken. So even though I produced my updated my sediment erosion control plan on the 20th, but technically the next day I went to the
Oh,
site.
yeah.
So
No,
17, I went through the whole thing because I have all the things in my mind already. I told them do this, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And actually the second day when Joanne did, they probably did like already quite a good amount of it.
They-
I said, don't wait until my plan. You know I can restore that one. You don't need to wait the plan. You know where it is. So I pointed out this is the two diversion, and they fixed. They bailed out all the soils the next day, and they put in the diversion swales in the next day, and then so they start mulching and loaming it. So by end of the week, so it's almost pretty much implemented.
But they also have to be working on the house lots, which
So
is
something to that effect is that maintenance of the site is their concern. So we take second to that priority for them. Because obviously I'm here as a builder, I want them working on our sites, but when a situation like this occurs, this is their priority to get the site under control. So they're second fiddle or second share as far as that goes.
All right, so let's talk about how we got here. So the main way we got here was a lot of open ground, paved roads, which I always understand the financial implication, but God, it kills us every single time. There isn't a single road in this development that we haven't run into this problem on, which is why you're here. So I'm just trying to figure out, obviously we're not going to be able to do it on this one, but it sounds like what we're saying is that between the soil being held by the grass, by the additional protections in these areas, by the additional capacity excavated out down below, by 9403 getting started, it sounds like we have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel comfortable with the plan?
I feel comfortable with the plan until Tim doesn't get to be second fiddle.
Well, as I say,
Tim, are you married? I just
You don't remember now.
married with 2 kids, so I'm like.
second fiddle is second nature.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why I was saying earlier, is that if there is a rain event, or whether it requires site maintenance over house lot, progress, that's where priority goes. It's just, we have no control over saying, no, you can't fix that, berm, catch basin, because you have the DR foundation, you just don't have that authority or control.
Well, so let's walk back. So, Deshane, what is your typical attendance? Are you here all the time? Do you come through for the storms? Do you come through before the storms?
So normally I try to come like in every 10 days or so, and then the rest of it I if we have a heavy storm coming, I either call Pipe and check with them and say, well, make sure you guys, it's also in my report every time I send to them. So it should be a protocol prior to any storms, they get to sweeping the roadway, or once a week, or any rain comes, they get to pre-sweeping the roadway. So I was, in my report, I also recommended, encouraged them to loam and seed the roadside, but through the whole winter, they were installing the utility pipes all the time, and you just cannot do it at the same time when you're digging up. So that was happened due to that. So it's just, I'm not saying sometimes things just happen all at the same time. So if you're looking back in my report, I'm saying we get to stabilize the roadside. I see the turbidity issue. The washout at this roadway was even beyond my expectation, because I don't have 100%. When you have a small storm, you see the water all went in. So you were thinking, oh, it would take water. Even big storms, there's a catch basin there.
Yeah.
But until I was there, right in the middle of the heaviest point. I saw it, I just effortless. I cannot do anything. I cannot yank out that.
I know. We were so wet.
Yeah,
We were so wet.
Two of us right seeing that. The water just
Yeah,
made the whole roadway become detention basin.
yep,
And I said, what we can do? You know, you
yeah,
cannot do-
till it went through.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And then, so that's what I recommend. I said, no, we cannot have seal sacks in that location because even the sediment went there, it's not so it's not going there, so it's not going to the wetland, it's going to the sediment basin. So if a seal sack with that kind of flow only holding 2 shovelfuls of sediment and then causing the much more washout and cubic feet, it's not worth it. So that's one thing we learned the hard lesson. So even though on many plans, even you go universally, everybody will say put seal sacks in the catch basin. Some places maybe so you only have 80 minimum. That's right now what I saw. I never really liked that because the problem is you can't do anything if like in the situation. I like people just put a field fabric on the grades. If you have that situation, at this you can easily clear that out. So you saw it when you under the subsurface. Yeah, you didn't see it. Even you see it, even a brand new seal sacks into it for that much of rain, they're not going to take it because the fabric is so tight. So that's why they can filter, they can hold some of the silt. So it means at the same time they slow down the water tremendously. So it means they still couldn't have a washout. That we had a pretty good discussion with Joanne. Joanne first said we put it back because according to conventional wisdom, you say, oh, you put everything in. But I said, no, that's not crazy. We even if we want to hold in for 2 shovelful of sediment and that like in cubic yards of sediment washing it on them, definitely not worth it. So that's why I said I'm confident is even just that fix, they probably will stop that washout. So the washout here is undermining, but we did put lots of boulders down there now. There's lots of boulders put in and like about 50 feet of wood chips blanket at the down gradient side. And, on top of it, we have a double sealed, socks at the bottom with the sealed fence stake in. So you can only do as much. So that's why I say until we get this overflow out of control. So and then at this time we want to make sure the washout is a minimum. So and the long side mulch and grass and lawn, it's already made difference because I went back in the rain. Actually, Friday was showering. When I went there, it was showering, and I do see runoff on the roadway. And I measured it. The runoff in the roadway going to that 30-inch pipe over here is already cut down to less than sort of 20 or something. Less than it's around 10, the single digit 10.04, and it's 30-inch pipe area was even less if I remember right. 30-inch pipe. It's very low. The turbidity after we did the roadside 10 feet. That's actually not just for this case. It's a stormwater management techniques. So if you have the water go through a grass strip, they will tremendously reduce sediment and turbidity. So that's why if you look into BMPs, it's a glass swale. They give you 50% in the total suspended solids removal compared with the catch basin, which is only 25. So whenever you have a little grass strip, and right now we're having hundreds feet, few hundred feet from here to here is probably.
I think all those little things are going to add up to making a big difference.
Right.
But getting the basins finished from the top to the bottom.
That will further reduce the runoff.
Then when it comes time to stumping all the lots, we may have to revisit this all again.
The single family at all the lots. So we want to make sure is that some of them I know on this side probably will contribute runoff. This side will contribute to the roadway. the one on this side will not contribute runoff.
So this says we're cleared, are they not stumped?
No,
No.
they cleared, and mostly not quite stumped yet, so.
So we have this table
Right,
that you
we have all
made,
the house lots.
and this I think probably has,
To pass on to you, Jim?
yeah, I gave one to Tim.
Yeah, I did.
That's a document that's created by Duke Ayer, so
Okay,
that's more of a sales tracking sheet.
so it shows,
So cleared, and then some places it's all loamed and graded. So if you look at the last column is, I call it a stabilization status. So we were updating that, so with the continuously with the progress of the project. And then if we see anything in my inspection report, so we probably, so basically right now, I think a good thing is they have awareness of this issue. Secondly, we are in a relatively a good long period of construction dry season time, and it was easy growing. So last winter they did all the work, but they just cannot, see it.
so this table is telling me that this is going to be an open, active construction site for
Good a year.
for a good,
Oh, yes.
a good while.
Yeah, we're into next year.
Right. But the problem right now is, I would think it's probably close to the worst time, because we have like 8 or 10 house lot out of 36 will be soon permanent stabilized. So means compared with right now, it's pretty much 36 house lot open.
Right.
So in a month or two, you're going to reduce to like a 20, 26.
That's still a lot.
Right, yeah.
So when you
Well,
say
sales
next,
are very strong.
are they?
Yeah,
So when you say next year, you mean January or July
well,
or?
I'll put it in perspective. Houses that are being sold now, if we're through the permitting process, we're well into the fall. It
Okay.
takes that long to get these houses.
Okay.
Next
So-
fall. No,
Shows
this
28
Oh,
lots.
no, this fall.
This
Talking
fall.
about-
We can finish the work.
If we had a house translated to a sale, I get a package from sales. The whole permitting process, all of that house would not be completed until this fall.
So there's 28 lots
I also
in
have to
here.
tandem that in not just the process, but it's also the site conditions. This is a very difficult site.
Yeah. So it's
For
six-
site work.
6
Any
months
rain
maybe?
event that we have means a 3 or 4 day stop for digging any,
Yeah.
working on any of the roads. So it's very important, as it is for you and maintenance of the site, it's very important for us to get a house lot in and stabilized as soon as possible. Because without these house lots being built and constructed and graded out, if all the work effort went to doing the site with berms and drainage, it wouldn't stop the work on that, because it would just turn all that into a maintenance of the site. We really need to have the sites work in tandem with all of this, because that's going to reduce the maintenance effort on the general development. So
Right.
overall.
Right, I agree, that's what one I'm trying to talk to Duke and High Ones. I say, well, look, you guys, we cannot afford having another one, right, to having the issue, because it will slow you down.
Right.
If you cannot let it go lingering some of the times, if you see anything, you get to patch it. If anything recommended in the report, maybe one thing that Joanne can help me out is, so in my report, I always have the recommendations. You'll probably be checking with them rather than checking with me, because I don't do the work. I only recommend. That may help a little bit to push them to finish it. So sometimes the commission, the messenger will have a little bit more power than me, honest. So I'm not saying to the, so at this we have two sides to pushing them, making that a little bit quicker acceleration. But I do understand they are under both pressures. One
Right.
side, they need to get the house constructed, digging the foundation, and they only have that much manpower.
Right.
And they thought, well, I would be probably the same way to thinking, so all the roadways paved, are probably not going to be a big issue, but who is expecting they put the seal sacks there, will jam the water, get overflow. I didn't, honestly, I didn't expect that one. myself either until I was standing right at that spot that day. I saw that overflow. I just can't do anything. And
You know, it could be that the developer needs to put a little bit more of his resources towards.
Yeah, once a week, so to check it out. And so I kind of, on average, almost once a week, I checked it. Normally, when I see a significant things that they get to do, and I repeat doing that. So I know some of them is because of the soggy condition. If they drive the machine there, they probably cause more damage than goodness. I understand some of the situation in the winter. They didn't take it as quick, like to fix that spillway or that stuff. They just cannot get it into the pond to install it.
All right, so what I'm hearing is we're in the 10 million, 100 million. So you borrow 10 million, the bank owns you, and
Yeah.
when you borrow 100 million, you own the bank.
Right.
And so in this particular case, both things need to happen or else it will fail because too much got exposed at once. So this is a
Exactly.
great lesson
Yep.
going forward.
Yep.
Too much got exposed at once. Now the whole thing is a disaster. We actually have to let the houses get built when what would have been better would have been all the detention basins to be operating before it was paved.
Right.
But now we have to take a two-pronged approach.
Mhm.
So,
And I'm happy to pass your recommendations along, but I think some of this pressure has to come from the developer as well. It's not
I'll-
really.
I'll go out on a limb on that point and say pressure needs to be put on hybrids, because that's a real, that will help everyone. It'll speed up the entire process.
well, so the applicant obviously hires Pyburn, and if they need to hire additional resources, then that's what they need to
Well,
do.
hybrid, applicant maybe, or we're not in charge of. Hybrid.
Duke Pointer.
Duke Pointer.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and they get probably, either they have to push in Pyburn to hire more people.
Well, so we're not going to get into that.
All right.
What we are going to talk about is that we have a detention basin schedule here.
Right.
We luckily have a person who's in every day and can go out and check and see if things are working.
Sure.
And if they're not, then we'll probably have to have another uncomfortable conversation. But
Right.
the
Sure.
best thing to do is to move forward with the plan,
Yep.
stay on top of it, and make sure that Pyburn is aware that obviously both projects need to happen at the same time.
Right.
So, or I shouldn't say Pyburn, I should say
You
the
should.
applicant. The applicant
Right.
needs to know
Right.
that both projects need to happen at the same time, because it would be disappointing if we had to stop again, because I feel like I understand the issues you ran into, and I'm glad that you, and it couldn't be any better for everybody in the room, that both you and Joanne were standing there when you were watching the water do what you didn't expect it to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, right? Because otherwise we'd all be standing here going, sure it did.
Yeah.
So,
Why it happened, right? So
Right, so this is- so this is
the
a
seal
start.
is still there, because we didn't see that choking point. So we probably will still ask them to put a seal 6, but we know it's not going to work because
Right.
we saw that.
so I think we just need to be extremely conscientious about additional storms, ahead of storms, making sure that the roads are swept before.
Right.
And if you want to pull those silt sacks out before that happens, and we'll, deal with the repercussion after, whatever's the right thing for you to do, let's make sure it happens.
Right. The seal sacks technically only works for the first flush, means about half an inch rain. When you get 2 or 3 inch, you know that things cannot take it, because that's what the fact
So
is.
they're still in at the top
Upper
of the hill,
Yeah,
but not halfway down and not at the bottom.
right.
Right.
The very upper one, I think it's probably okay, because right now that area only started.
Right.
So the runoff is not as much.
Right.
But whenever approaching to the lower one, we put the hay bale check dams in
Yep.
to direct the water into catch basin rather than have them all the way to run to the end of it. So that's, because the roadway is not finished, so it means when you have a runoff, the water bypass some of the catch basin,
Right.
end up to the very lowest one. So all the things are adding together, so it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, that will not happen. We're definitely watching that now. So
Is there anything more to discuss on this?
this
I don't think so.
one is
The-
the 4.
The roadsides, are in good shape. Once we start getting into disturbing more of the soil on the lots, as I said before, we're going to have to revisit
Right,
those measures to make sure they're actually able to hold
right.
the,
Or see the, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
keep everything out of the road.
Right.
And I just really hope that the pie burns can stick to this schedule. And
Right. Well, we were checking in probably since we have that things spelled it out, not something like do it as soon as possible because then you don't have anything
Right.
to hold. If we go, say, end of the month, see if they finish that too or not. So we say one to be finished, the other one is from May to June. So hopefully I think if they really put resource there and they're taking advantage of good weather.
And longer hours of daylight.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
There's no reason to sleep. Do you have any questions?
And we lifted the cease and desist, right?
That's what I think we're
No.
discussing right at this very moment.
not yet.
Any questions?
Okay.
Okay. So, based on this, does it make sense to lift the cease and desist?
I think so.
Okay. So, I would accept a motion, actually, hold on. I would accept a motion to remove the cease and desist that was in place due to the enforcement order due to DEP file number 100-0393.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for the plan. Let's make sure we stay on top of it.
Mr. Chairman, just the one actually last item is about the field adjustment, review and approval. We understand, so our common goal is to move in the project as soon as we could. So just want to, from my experience, I understand we have all the conditions in place, but sometimes you cannot predict the final footprints or the backyard that you want to, so whenever you get an actual house to put on it, they can adjust a little bit. And my experience before is if any construction adjustment is creating less impact to the resource and buffer zone, normally either we just finish it and then at the as-built plan to state it out. I believe the applicant was taking the courtesy to contact the commission.
So this is for lot
Right, for
number
lot.
77. This is a
About 68, yeah.
Right.
77.
I know.
Yeah. All these-
What else can we call it? Let's see. We can.
Not 68.
About 68.
Right. So if I was not involved in the permit itself, but I laid out from the principle of the Wetlands Protection Act is basically to avoid impact, to minimize the impact, to mitigate impact. So if you're thinking from that principle, if for anything approved already, I consider that as at that moment is considered appropriate avoided impact because we didn't alter the resource at all at this point, and so only the buffer zone alteration. And if we can, in the construction time, due to the house construction, had a need to adjust the location perspective, as long as that adjustment creating less alteration in the buffer zone, I would think that there should be a quick review and approval process rather than coming back to overburden your schedule I mean,
The amendment process.
right, to go through the amendment process. If you remember, we did the Willows adjustment over there. We learned a lot. I learned that. So we know it's all in the upland area, and so we due to the appeal from the butters. So I learned one thing is if we do increase impact to the resource because we moved from upland area out of buffer zone into a riverfront, so DEP deems that we need to file a new notice of intent. So we did, and at the beginning we were going through a formal
Right.
amendment, and that formal amendment resulted in an appeal to DEP, and that's what I know. But so if anything outside of the buffer zones is not known jurisdictional, obviously anything would be coming to an adjustment, amendment, or new NOI have to be put in the context if we are avoiding impact or reduce impact. For this case, since we already have a approval, So therefore, the evaluation would be compared with the approval if we are reducing impact or increasing impact. So if we compare the approved plan, we are reduced disturbance, therefore less impact. That should be allowed under the current order of conditions in my experience. And,
Well, and I did a little research this afternoon on this. The policy document 85-4, which we're all so familiar with, really does talk about a change to something that already has orders on it. Really it's appropriate to do the amendment process.
Right.
And the MACC guidance on this also says, even if you are moving something out of the buffer zone, an amendment still is the appropriate
There's
vehicle.
two type of amendment, right? So administrative amendment, one is the formal one. That's what right now we're trying to. If the administrative amendment is basically the agent, after review that, we can have like in file, putting in a record to be administratively approvable. That's what I had.
Yeah, this agent is not comfortable with that.
I guess our concern was.
This is a commission issue.
All right, I just need to take a break for 2 seconds. One of the concerns we had, so we've run into a lot this year and learned a lot about the amendments and how the process works. And so one of the things I asked Joanne to do, she and I were catching up, and I said, so we have cease and desist, and she said, yeah, and she said, we also had a question about a field change, and so what we did was we went into the record, on the Mass DEP website through MACC, and we said, is there a place where it recognizes field change that we actually have a jurisdictional ability? And there is no field change on the MACC website, and there isn't one on the DEP website. They both list the RDA, the NOI, and an amendment. And so we were concerned that if we've done this in the past, we were making a mistake, and that the only appropriate way is to go forward with an amendment, because that's the only thing we have jurisdiction to do.
Right.
So give me 2 seconds. You cannot drink 3 of those water bottles. Simple math.
Want to see my pictures of emerald ash borer?
I hope they have like enlargement, kind of zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll find out. I learn more and more about this thing every time I.
What's this software? It's coming with it's independent or some software?
It's called MondoPad, and I don't really know what software it runs.
MondoPad.
Ew is right. So emerald ash. Yeah, they make this little S-shaped thing from top to bottom.
What's this?
Emerald ash borer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is in Shirley, just on the Shirley Air line, on some fish and wildlife land, next to Mulpus Brook.
Could I get your full name?
Sure. Timothy Opkin North.
Yeah, just I take the notes.
And this is the trap that they set up, and they use RV antifreeze
Oh, really?
as the bait.
Oh, really? They love that, huh?
They do.
That's like in Western or some kind of have some energy, maybe liquor, huh, for that.
Yeah. And the way they get the trap up in the tree is using this gigantic slingshot
What?
with a little weighted. See, this is what happens when you leave the room.
What the what?
This is a gigantic slingshot. This is
To
to get a little weight with some paracord way up into a tree so they can haul the emerald ash borer trap up.
huh?
Yeah. This is what we did in the woods. It was really quite. That's the trap.
Huh?
This is the line going up
Yeah.
and over a branch. And this is what's under the bark.
So they basically kill the tree by causing all the tree barks like dysfunction, huh?
Yeah, well, they're in the cambium and they eventually girdle the tree. They make so many of these zigzag things that the water can't go,
Go
up or
through the
down
skin.
anymore. Yep.
The bark is-
So did they scrape the bark off to see these, or?
I got to use the draw knife.
Sure.
Yeah,
So are we assuming this tree is already dead?
it's not dead yet, but it's on its way.
It will be dead.
Well, it can recover from this kind of a wound. This is not a tree-killing wound.
Yeah,
Said the forester.
Right now,
The draw knife wound isn't a tree killing wound?
the knife will.
No, because the rest of the tree's bark is intact, and anyway.
How can you tell from the old side of the bark? Can you tell?
See this? This is called blonding. This is healthy bark.
Yeah.
This is bark that's had woodpeckers running up and down, scraping off the outermost part of the healthy bark,
Oh, and the woodpeckers,
trying
so
to peck in these little holes to get the bugs.
so it's like the crows and so it's like when you have, what do you call them? Out in your yard, flickers. With a
Yes.
northern flicker in your yard, it means you
Yes.
have grubs.
Yes.
He's not there for nothing.
Right.
So you track the woodpecker, and if the woodpecker's there,
Yeah.
you have the emerald ash borer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So this blonding shows up really distinctly on a stressed ash tree.
Yeah, ash trees are like dying. So since like in 1999, that winter.
Yeah, there's a fungus in them.
Yeah.
There's yeah. Well, anyway, that was our diversion.
That's a nice one.
Thank you. So, I'm not sure. We don't have any information on a field change. We don't have any information that tells us we can even legally do it.
No field change. So the amendment, there was like in two types. One is called an administrative amendment. Another one is a formal amendment. The formal amendment requires formal notification to abutters, but the administrative amendment is for very minor adjustment. That's what I know. That I can confirm with Judy. So
Yeah, that would be good because I couldn't find
Excuse
it.
me, is there any language in the policy that says that you're actually reducing the impact?
it's a
That it's
It does. It says file an amendment.
out of,
What it says is, if you've gone through the notice of intent process and you've been issued an order of conditions, at that point, if you would like to change the project, if you would like to reduce the impact or make alterations to what you've already done, you can request that the commission consider an amendment. So what happens, because we had never actually gone through and had to study the language before until the last time this happened. What we learned at that point is that, and I'll read it to you. Following the issuance of a final order of conditions, unforeseen circumstances sometimes arise, minor deviations, to allow for smooth operation of permitting and unnecessary and unproductive duplication after the final order has been issued, the department recognizes that refiling a complete notice of intent would be unreasonable. So therefore, if you have a relatively minor change with unchanged or less impact on the interest protected by the Act, you can file an amended order. Amended orders provide assurances to applicants that modifications undertaken in the course of the project are within the scope of deviations allowed for the receipt of a certificate of compliance. Thus, the process of amending a final order of conditions is acceptable to the department as long as certain safeguards are employed. Amending a final order is at the discretion of the body that issued the final order. There's no provision in the wetland regulation requiring the issuing authority to consider or act upon a request to amend. There's no right to request a superseding order of conditions or adjudicatory hearing if the request to amend is not granted. So basically what happens is, number one, applicant makes a request for an amendment to the issuing authority. Request for the amendment is to be made either orally at a regular scheduled meeting or by submitting a request to the commission in writing. In either case, a written copy of the request, narrative, description of changes, pertinent plans are to be sent to the DEP's regional office. Request for amending superseding order of conditions is made in writing to DEP. Number two, The issuing authority first makes the determination whether the requested change is great enough to warrant filing a brand new notice of intent, or if it is relatively minor and can be considered as an amendment to the original order. In making the determination, the issuing authority should consider factors such as has the purpose of the project changed, has the scope changed, whether the project meets relevant performance standards, and whether potential for adverse impacts will be increased. Relatively minor changes which result in the same or decreased impact on the interest protected by the Act are appropriate for amendments. If the determination is that it has changed substantially, or the interests in the Act are not protected, then the issuing authority should not issue an amendment, but require filing of a new notice of intent. Then it goes on to just talk about how to do so. If a new notice is not necessary, newspaper notice is published in the same manner of a regular notice of intent. Follow requirements of abutter notification. Request for amendment before the department. Applicant must publish a notice in the newspaper. So what we learned is, when we ran into this before, was that we need to meet to talk about whether the project meets the criteria to amend. And the second part of it is that if at the end of that point it makes sense to amend, then we can notify the applicant that we would be willing to accept an amendment for that, and they could go forward with the regular process. What we were concerned about, and what Joanne and I were talking about, was we have done field changes in the past which were incredibly minor. They were usually something very, very simple. But it turns out we had no jurisdiction to do that, and by law, under everything we read, we were supposed to have done that. Now, these were all kind of things that were simple. A major change like this, then comes the question of, is it a major change? Is it a substantial change? Does it have a greater effect? And so that's the only question. So that's what we need to consider. So this is on our, so I don't want to get out of order.
Well, we're out of order, but...
Well, so hold on. So that we don't get out of order, we have a notice of intent for 138, right, that's the close line.
Yeah, we've got...
Yep, request for amendment to order of conditions 130, yep, and then the discussion. So why don't we formally state that we are entering into a discussion for the request to amend the order of conditions for 77 Woodland Way, DEP file number 100-0408. So, to be formal, let's do that. So, and the reason I bring that up on the sidebar is, did you also submit others?
No, this is the only one we can.
Okay, what was I?
There are extensions. There's a...
Oh, extensions.
Yeah.
5.
There
Yeah.
are several lots that the commission acted on amendments last year.
Yeah.
And the orders or the extensions on those orders expire in June. And so under the...
Oh yeah, no. So let's do that one next. I just want to make sure I didn't. I wanted to be apples and apples.
Yeah, that's not even on the agenda.
No. I just knew that you had mentioned that you had other things in front of us. I just wanted to make sure if there were other amendments.
No.
Right.
This is
I only wanted to mention them because they're not on the agenda.
There may be more in the future because
Sure.
as Tim receives inquiries from potential buyers who want house footprints that are different than a standard rectangle, it may have to go through the amendment process. So what we did in submitting this to you a few weeks ago was to just determine what the process was that the commission was going to want, and so we could get a sense of what the timeline was going to be. And based on that response that we got back from the commission to Joanne, was that it would basically be a 3-month process from start to finish. And because of your meeting schedules now, your reduced numbers of meetings in which you consider applications each month, the advertising period, and then the appeal period afterward, collectively, it would be about 3 months from start to finish. So passing that information back to Tim, he relayed that to the buyer, and in this particular case, the sale was lost. So we're not necessarily going forward with this amendment request.
So, yeah, here's my question. I will try to reach out to DEP. And so the same thing is not just with this town. The other town I had, so for like in the 20-some years. So it's basically, if the limit of work didn't change, if the disturbance was pulled back, I was not even thinking the need to file any amendment. because, so, but this one.
I think the
There is
difference,
a work
I think the
change.
difference, Desheng, would be, in this case, if, here's our 100-foot buffer zone line right here. So everything in the black was what's approved, everything in the red was what's proposed. If we were not doing anything in the buffer zone over here, this red, if all we were doing was shifting everything this way and just simply reducing what was previously approved work in the buffer zone,
Right.
I don't think that would necessitate an amendment, because we're
Right.
still working in the area that was previously approved.
Right.
And we were moving the house entirely out of the buffer zone.
Right.
So it would just be yard work in the buffer zone at that point.
Right.
But this is different in that we
Exchange.
were exchanging.
For smaller one,
Location.
but
Yeah,
we changed it to the limit of
We
work.
repositioned it, we rotated the position of the work in the buffer
Right,
zone.
right.
So it's outside the approved limit of work.
Outside the
Yeah.
approved limit of work. So that to me is what the difference would be. Is that if you reduce your impact in the buffer, but you're within the limit of work, you're not really, you're just
You're
not,
not changing it.
you're just simply not exercising the full extent of the activity that you would have authorized.
You're not
to do.
executing what you were given permission to do.
Right.
You're just doing less.
Part
Right.
of, exactly.
Right.
And so if you move a house that is outside, so for instance, to your exact point, if this house simply shifted this way and the amount of work shifted this way, literally, we wouldn't even expect to see you for an amendment for that. I don't see that as
No,
an
that's
amendment.
something that would get picked up at the COC.
It would get picked up at the COC and you would say, hey, look, we did better. Right? Now, there is a trust factor in that you're not then by moving it affecting another resource on the other side. So,
Right. But if
That's a
the movement-
concern.
But if the movement is outside of a buffer zone, we are outside of jurisdiction.
Right.
absolutely. And if you're reducing, the only thing that we would ask is that as you were doing it, if you had any questions, just say to Joanne, hey, we've got the project now staked, you can come out and you can see where, this is where the homeowner's thinking now, and as you can see, we've moved out of the buffer, just letting you know. Just letting you know.
Yeah, as long as everything's still within the approved limit of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, okay, I see, it's just, it moved to
So it's
less.
not even not amendment worthy.
But what was proposed here,
Right,
if
it's more thank you.
if it were to go through
It's
the
thank you.
amendment process,
Yeah.
it's not something that is unachievable. With the proper safeguards, it's something that conceivably the commission could approve as an amendment, because we are reducing the work
Right, that's okay.
20%
Right.
and shifting the impervious coverage outside the buffer zone so that they're.
Right, but certainly not on an administrative basis. Or a, hey,
Right, so
Joanne,
you
come
said
out and
you
look
would-
at this
so that's right, because
basis.
you went from 5,000 to 4,000 square feet,
Right.
right? So from that standpoint, so that's number one.
Right.
Number two, the only other thing that I would look at, so for instance, the house is going slightly uphill from there.
Yes, but it's actually moving towards a more level portion of the property.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at there's a lot of lines on here, I was trying to see the contours, but yes. So it's not like it's moving to a more steep portion of the property.
Correct.
Right? So these are all the kind of things that we would want to talk about when you had a situation like this. But to your point, if everything had stayed inside of the original annotated area, the blacked out area for the original, and all you had done was shift the house or done more work outside of the buffer zone, then that's all. We don't have an issue with that.
No, it would be nice to know, but we don't even.
It would be great to know only by the simple fact that if Joanne were to drive by with her plan and her plan suddenly didn't match up, it would save a lot of back and forth
But
effort.
I think also you would know in the standpoint that Charlie Schultz, the building commissioner, is requiring a plan presented with the building plans when a building permit is issued, showing where the proposed location of the house. So the surveyor prepares a plot plan of the proposed
Sure.
house location.
Oh, are we seeing those?
And the
From Charlie?
the building inspector has been requiring signatures from the various departments for the building permit applications.
Yeah, one of the signatures is for the conservation.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see the plan
So
that
he
Charlie
hasn't
gets.
shown me that.
Oh, he's giving you the sheet, but not the.
This is kind of a planning and building office
Oh yeah. So.
sign off sheet, so all departments.
Oh no. Tim, have you ever worked in Waltham?
I've worked, not in Waltham, but maybe where you're going is I've worked in Woodward.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, many towns.
So Waltham, a lot of towns have.
Yeah.
Waltham has. It's literally. It's like 16 signatures. signatures. Waltham is 16 signatures, everyone signs off on everything,
Right.
and God help you if you make a change, because you're going back again.
Oh, yeah.
And so-
This is easily 10.
So to your point, if this is something that we're gonna see, then that's wonderful. If it's not something we're gonna see, just please shoot an email that says, hey, lot 77, this is 77, lot 36, you know what I'm
Yeah.
writing.
Lot 68.
There we go. Right. For a total of 9, if you do make a change and it's not something that ends up coming before us, just let Joanne know, if only because that way she's not standing there on the site calling you into Shang asking you what's going on.
What the heck?
That's
So
Yeah.
what I do is, as part of the package that I present for the building application, is not only the building envelope with the house is fitting within the boundaries of the building area.
Mhm.
If there is a change like that, I would submit the drawing that Steve has produced to go along with that.
Mhm.
And-
So-
and
that's
still
been
I
our
don't see
process. To date, we've only had maybe 1 or 2 that have had this particular issue.
Was this even a good lot for such a big house?
Well, this is just the market. I'm not in the sales department.
Yeah, no, I just
coordinate.
mean, I
But
thought,
the
I
thing
would have
with
thought
the
we saw
market-
other sites that were better for this.
What's happening is a lot of the buyers want to have single-level living, but the amount of space that a two-level house would have.
That's right. I want my single level 4,000 square foot house.
Right, right.
So, as we try to shoehorn these, I work very closely with Steve. And, on a house that obviously fits, I don't,
Right.
don't go through that process. But sometimes sales will come over and say, hey, does this house fit on this lot?
We're dealing with about
And I go directly to Steve and say, plot it up,
Yeah,
please.
we're dealing with about 15 different house styles, and to help the marketing going forward, we're going lot by lot with the remaining lots and identifying which house styles would work on which lots and which house styles would necessitate coming back to you for an amendment.
Yes, that's
I mean,
And
time
even
saving
part of
on your
that is
end.
We'll work with the house design itself to see if we can shrink it its footprint.
Well, and
And
if I
sometimes
remember,
that's acceptable to the buyer or not.
these were bigger rectangles, weren't they?
They were
What did these rectangles end
28
up?
by 60, which is pretty consistent with the previous phases of the project.
Yeah, 28 by 60. Boy, you can certainly move a house around a lot in 28 by 60. I mean, I remember that was the whole
garage
point.
too, though, right? It's the house and the garage.
Well, yes. It's a two-story.
The woman.
But
So-
the demand right now is a ranch, single story.
When I get the sign-off sheet brought to my desk, I look in the file and see if we have orders on whatever building permit this is.
Sure.
And I sign my name and write the DEP file number. But I don't ever see the
The actual plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a discussion to have with Charlie.
Yep.
But it sounds like there's a process to make sure that there's no slip. And again, I hope do you feel like you have good direction from us?
No, we do.
Does it make sense?
Just, realizing what the process is going to be going forward. Collectively, we all want this project to be
Oh.
completed as soon as possible. But again, depending on the market and the demand for certain house styles, we may end up coming back with amendments.
Oh, we don't-
requests.
we
So
don't-
there may end up being some houses that are going to be for construction till next year because just realizing the duration of the process.
Yeah, that there are constraints. We want it done, but there are constraints.
Your only other way to do it is build them all and sell them that way.
That's right.
Plain
Not
beef.
customized.
So,
All right, so this one we
any color
discussed
you
it.
want as long as it's that.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. Is there, so for the purposes of this discussion, you are no longer requesting
We're
it?
not, with the sale has been lost, so we cannot
Okay.
commit to this particular house style.
Right. Can I change it again, right?
Okay. So why don't we do your next site, which was the notice of intent for DEP file number 100-0423. When we last discussed, we were all squared away.
Thanks to Shane.
Thanks. When we last discussed, we were all squared away. Did you folks go over all of your notes and changes and markups?
We did.
Yeah, Steve has had a window into the state of my brain this week.
I don't know which one of you to apologize to.
Steve. Yeah.
All right.
So all the changes are made, and that's ready to sign.
Perfect. So, does anyone have any further questions about the project so designated at 138 Brooklyn Road?
Nope.
I would accept a motion to issue the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0423 and close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You know what? I'm just going to do that.
Just keep track of that other part,
It's right there.
please.
Stacked, so it can't get lost.
Okay.
All right. So we are closed now. Let's reopen the public hearing for DEP file number 100-0271, request to amend the order of conditions. What would you like to do?
We'd like to withdraw the request because it's now obsolete.
Excellent. Withdraw. I can't remember if it has to be withdrawn without prejudice.
Probably
Let's say
doesn't hurt.
Let's say withdrawn without prejudice. Leave it at that.
I just know that I can't remember why. I had one of the attorneys tell me one night why we had to withdraw without prejudice in a zoning hearing, and it was the complete statement that said that, and I can't even remember what his entire what the discourse was. But have you ever been involved in zoning where you needed to withdraw? Did you withdraw without prejudice?
Yes, without prejudice.
Yeah, isn't that odd? Okay, so as the applicant has withdrawn their amendment without prejudice for DEP file number 100-0271, I would accept a motion to close the public hearing for DEP file number 100-0271, request to amend.
So moved.
And second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, so we have issued and closed on Littleton. We have issued or withdrawn and closed on the other Littleton. We're all set at 77 Woodland Way withdrawn, or not actually. Move forward. Did we cover everything?
It's everything. And the only other thing that was alluded to was coming up at a future meeting was the request for extensions.
Yes. So, having learned our lesson with extensions, did Joanne share with you my thought process?
Hard to know.
So,
It's been a week.
you applied in between, and if we heard you on our regular schedule, you were going to lose. So,
Well, we're under the wetlands order conditions. You have to submit the request for extension at least 30 days prior to the expiration. So we made sure our
Right.
request was in prior to the
Right,
Correct,
so
correct.
you're in.
but we just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that nothing went wrong from the other side.
Right.
So, what we were suggesting was that we would open, if you were interested, open at our public hearing on May 24th for the purpose of acknowledging the request for extensions and let you know that what we would be looking for was refreshing of the wetland flags and a walk. Since now we've learned that that's our only chance to make sure that everything is cleared up. It seems like that's the right way to make sure it's
We
clear.
walked these lots last fall. We refreshed the flags last fall, but we can double check that the flags are still refreshed.
If you
Well,
can make
there's
sure
been
they're
a
still
lot
there.
going on over there,
If you can make
yeah.
sure they're still there.
Yeah.
And then we'll set up a walk at that time. So the only thing we would do on May 24th is that you can actually come in with your soda and your hamburger, take one bite, and in the time it takes you to get to the second bite, we'll have opened, closed, and set the hearing. So
Set a
at that-
sidewalk?
Set a sidewalk.
Yeah.
So here's where it gets messy. So let's talk sidewalks. As everyone probably knows, we do have Memorial Day coming up on the 28th. Did you know that? So, I am not planning to be around so much on the 26th. For some reason, I have nothing in my calendar on June 2nd and 3rd, but I know I have stuff. However, if we wanted to do a quick site walk, we could on that Saturday, June 2nd. Does anyone have a problem with June 2nd? Please feel free to check your smartphone.
I had to turn my phone. This is my smartphone.
Yeah, here's mine.
Oh my
I can do-
gosh.
I know, right?
I'm good.
Be
I can do June 2nd as long as it's early.
Well, and if we were to do the 2nd, I'm going to bet it would have to be.
I'm good.
All right. Would the 2nd work for you? Okay. That way, we can actually get you in and out, and then when we come back on the 14th, we can act. So that way you're not slowed down. We really do try to be expeditious.
And the lots are all adjacent to one another except for one.
So there's one on
Was that a
Hemlock,
plan?
right?
Yeah,
I think I just put it over here by accident.
there's one on Hemlock, and then the other 4 are
Or-
adjacent lots on Woodland.
So these? No, some of these.
They're right here.
What did I do with it?
Right along.
Oh, here it is, right here. This one?
So it's the easterly leg of Woodland Way on the westerly side of that lake. So it's like opposite the road going up the water tower.
Okay.
And
So
then-
134, 135, 136?
Right. And then the 79.
Yeah, we did just walk these, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Yep.
walked them all last fall.
I think that was my very first sidewalk, actually.
So we walked them all to amend?
We walked them all to amend, but the permits
Okay.
happened to be expiring this June.
Okay. Okay. Well, the good news is we all know it'll go fast and we'll all end up with Lyme disease.
There are no trees there. Nowhere for the ticks to
How
hide.
about that?
Yeah.
Just so I can report back to sales on these, is there anything that would hinder extension?
I can't imagine, considering we just amended these orders of conditions. We walked them, we were careful about it. It's really just a case of, it would be wrong to not.
Oh, understood. I just want to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, no. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
does that work for you? Okay. If that's everything, thank you very
Thank
much.
you for your time this evening.
Sir? All right, let's move on in the, I don't even want to say it out loud. This native plants for rain gardens, this is fantastic.
Isn't that nice? That was unearthed by me because our resident at 29 Jonathan Drive, with her unplanted rain garden, called.
And said, what do I plant?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I said, well, here you go. Here's this whole thing about what to plant.
Okay.
Yep. Well, so the agenda goes on to the back page.
8 possible requests for docks on Shaker Mill Pond.
Where are you? So, somebody came into the office the other day, very nice young man, moving out here from Woburn,
Woburn.
wondering if he can put a dock out on Shaker Mill Pond from Lot 5 in the middle of that big, that new development, clear cut on 2A across from Snake Hill Road. And I said, I don't really know that you actually want to have contact with Shaker Mill Pond. I don't know anything about Shaker Mill Pond. And that got me thinking, okay, he's lot number 5 out of 8.
So that's 8 potential docks.
And today at the land use team meeting, the same developer, is in negotiations to buy the land on the back side of Shaker Mill Pond where it butts up against the golf course. And if he, I wonder.
Is that in Ayer still?
Well, it's
That's
in.
what I said.
Yeah, it's, he's trying to do a land swap for, let's see, here's the town line. So this man, his house lot is this right now, and the developer is potentially gonna swap this with him for this. So the developer would have access. So this is the back side of the pond. Wait, you ready? I told them that they would be able to hear you guys when you saw this. Oh, it gets better. He said, the engineer said, I'd really like your knee-jerk reaction. I said, this is terrible. So this is 20 lots.
So this is going straight down to the water. This is a terrible slope.
Yeah, well, look at this one. And there's, they haven't finished flagging the wetlands. There's, I guess there's a big hole here for the water. There's a hole here. I'm sure there's all kinds of here.
And so, when I come up the road here and I turn, that's where the old house is. That's where the beaver dam is that the DPW ripped out.
Yeah.
And this is the road that goes to the
Yeah.
back side of the.
Yeah.
And this is in Ayer?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
By by this much.
Can't we make it Harvard's problem?
You ready for the next possibility?
Well, so hold on a sec. So is this gonna?
Oh,
What?
whoa.
This is an open space residential development because he thinks he can use the mill pond for the open space part of
What?
this project.
No.
I don't think that meets the definition. I mean, I don't want to go out on a limb.
It's creative. How
So
many is that?
this is John Boardman.
Missing some letters.
No, it's Aho. Dan Aho.
Thank you.
It's Finnish. Aho. He's a very nice guy. He is doing
I'm totally feeling it.
a spectacular job on
So-
the front of the pond.
So the 8 lots that they're already building are over on this side.
Yeah.
That's
Holy,
really 8?
Yeah.
holy
Wow.
They've
mackerel.
got 3 in it. It looks more than half full.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost half full because it's 3 out of 8.
Sweet Francis.
Wait, how many houses total is that?
This is like 42.
They have to go to the planning board, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then some.
And then some, yeah.
The real question is, as I look at this, where's the stormwater going? This is giant with literally 0 stormwater.
I know, and
Find me a basin.
they don't actually have water or sewer yet. Apparently, there's a sleeve that
Yeah,
goes
there is.
under the.
So what they did was, years ago, they thought about doing a project over here. And so what they did was they directionally drilled under the pond
Mhm.
so that they could do a force main and connect sewer
Yep.
from this area over to there.
Yep.
And at the time, we said, no.
When was that? Like, when was that?
10, maybe?
Yeah.
I think it was after it couldn't have been before the housing market dumped. Because that's like 10 years ago. Couldn't have been 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
Sweet bubbly
I
Moses.
don't remember that.
When did you start?
10 years ago.
Crap.
Yeah.
So it was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
And so they directionally bored underneath and they came up, popped up on the other side and they put an HDPE pipe in. And that is there to connect. And so it comes up between some of those houses.
Yes, it does. He showed us on the plan where it comes up.
My goodness glory. But literally, I'm looking, unless he's going to use his green spaces for detention basins,
Oh,
I don't know that you get to do that.
I also don't think you can have a shared driveway coming off the bulby part of your cul-de-sac.
Well, I don't think you can have a shared driveway like that.
No, and you can only have three buildings on a shared driveway. Anyway, this was like the engineer's concept, probably of the worst case scenario.
I think it was the banker's concept. I know. Either that or this was.
I know.
This was laid out by the lumberyard.
So what do we know about Shaker Mill Pond? What was the mill?
Well, the only thing we know is that
Is it
there's a dam.
Yeah.
We've never had, so first off, that whole area down there is so coated in poison ivy that we hadn't had a lot of interaction. The water, in fact, this area is this would be the first reason, right here at Bennett's Crossing, this would be the first reason that there's a Deshang Wang on the Pingree Hill project. because the water coming down that road was a huge problem.
Yeah.
And then it just got worse as they kept on going around, and eventually we went to the state and said, and then we get to Shen. So, I know that when Beck was down there, and you might have even been down there with her, I know when Beck was down there, she couldn't go in there, and it was just solid poison ivy, both
Great.
banks, all around the entire area.
Great.
And so we've never really even gone in and looked at that dam. So it might be a rubber boots this fall kind of thing, but never gonna know.
Okay, well, this was shocking. Right on the heels of the guy coming in yesterday saying, I want a dock and I want to go fishing, can I eat the fish? I said, here are the wildlife.
He's from Woburn.
Yeah, yeah. Well, moving to the country on Route
Know that
2A.
that pond is big enough to, no. Okay, so, so that is an interesting question. So the real issue about docks is that they need to be removable, right? We should probably have so let's start from the beginning. If we were going to have a dock requirement, it should be the same as the dock requirement on the Great Pond. Docks have to be removable. So, as in, it comes out every year, because quite frankly, otherwise the ice is going to ruin the dock. We don't need to see a bunch of, pieces of pressure treated sticking up everywhere. I think we're right back to that same idea. As long as the dock has the, wide feet and isn't dug in, then, we just have to talk about how they're preparing their path down to the water.
Well,
And making sure that they're not making a beach.
yeah, he wasn't talking beach. He did want to clean up his property in the 100-foot buffer and cut down his dead trees.
That's called making a beach, but yes.
I said maybe dead trees.
Well, it really becomes only a case of, you can cut down the dead trees that have a potential to fall on his house, but the other dead trees are called snags, and their habitat, the answer is no.
Yeah. He wanted to clear the view from his deck.
I bet he does. Which is the whole reason that we've told these people over the years that this is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So probably the best thing for us to do...
Times 8.
Probably the best thing for us to do is to put together a quick pamphlet or a write-up that says, Dear new homeowner.
Right.
In fact, we can talk about this at our next meeting.
Yeah.
We understand that you are new to the area and you may be new to Chapter 131, Section 40 of the state law.
Yeah.
And here are some things you should know about that protected area right behind your house.
Yeah.
It's protected for a reason. And by maintaining those protections, you will maintain its natural beauty. I love that, dude.
Yeah. Somebody write that down.
By maintaining it, you will better protect its natural beauty. It's like gold, George. Gold.
No beach. No beach.
So no RDA for a dock.
Well, I'm assuming we have an RDA.
So we should do an RDA for,
At a minimum, if it's a no-dig removable dock, there should be an RDA, right?
Yep.
Just like that's what I was saying. Just exactly like we did for the Great Pond. Do you have a different thought?
It's just me. And on all the other ponds where people have had removable docks before, now that they want to put them in this year, they're going to have to have those.
Well, by definition, I think so. I'm not really sure how else we do it.
yeah.
Well, along these same lines, Nancy Lynn called me.
Oh,
She'd been out because her dad died.
that's sad.
Yes. And I could hear her just shaking her head on the phone. Wow, this just doesn't get any better, does it? And I said, no, and we really, really need you and Ben and whoever else to give us an actual protocol.
Make a flippin' decision.
And she said, oh, well, so we could give you either something written or we could give you something verbal.
Now,
Written. Verbal? Okay, huh. So she was going to talk to Ben again. I did ask her the additional question of what the heck happens when all these licenses come up for renewal.
And
She said, yeah, let me talk to Ben. And,
how can this be a surprise?
and the two pond thing, it's not just that there are two great ponds in ACECs with management plans. There are only two great ponds in ACECs in the entire state.
Wait a minute, are only,
Two great ponds in an ACEC,
I mean, that just us?
us and one more.
Well, wait,
No,
Groton's
no,
got great,
no,
Groton's
no,
got
no,
great
Groton's
ponds.
got something.
Maybe theirs isn't in the ACEC. I don't know. That's
Okay.
what she said. There are only two of them. And she knows the ACEC person.
Hold on.
I'm just...
Can't be true. Why would they have gone and done those demonstrations? Are we saying they only came here because it was just us?
No, they went to Groton to speak just to us in Groton.
Yeah, but she
No,
said she
kidding.
had. Didn't
I
she
am
say she
kidding.
had other stuff?
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
That can't be. That can't be. That can't be. That can't be.
So I now have the name of the ACEC person, Nancy something or other. Nancy, see if this name sounds familiar to you. Nancy Putnam. Nancy Putnam?
That sounds familiar.
She's the
That's because there's
ACEC
a.
director.
That's Putnam. No, it's just because there's Putnam Falls. Oh my goodness! Hold on. All right.
She
Can you
says-
do the interwebs on this thing?
Yeah.
Go to here.
I maybe not, I maybe can't do it quickly, but let's.
Because I looked up Groton's great ponds the other day and they have 5.
There you go.
5 or 6.
All right. So yeah, and that. I hate using a smaller keyboard than I'm used to because it's going to take me 20 minutes.
Because you've got big man fingers.
No, it's just simply because I need the yeah, that one. I just tried to read this on my phone. Crap, it's not much better on here. Okay. Okay, so those are, I'll keep going. Those are all great ponds. How many pages are there?
Not very many.
Well, it's,
Go back up. Barnstable County. Okay.
So there's
Go
a bunch
down.
bunch on the Cape.
Yeah,
Cape.
that's a lot on the Cape. Then Berkshire County.
Yeah.
Keep going. Oh no, see there's plenty. You gotta keep going.
Middlesex.
Otis, New Bedford, Westport, keep going. Yeah, there's
Well-
19 pages of these.
Westport isn't in Berkshire.
Yeah, no, keep going. There's
Oh, that's
19.
so Bristol County.
Bristol County.
Dukes,
Yeah, Essex
that's
County,
the
you got
islands.
Essex County now. Great, keep going. Yeah, Haverhill, sure. Go, keep going. Franklin, yep, keep going. Hampton, keep going. Hampshire, keep going. Middlesex. Okay. So there's Sand Pond in Ayer.
Right. Yeah.
That's hurtful. All right.
Sand pond.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, go down one more. Let's see what's next. Down Stable. So Massapoag is in Groton, Tingsboro, and Dunstable. Then you got Badcook Cow, Knops, Martins, Massapoag, and Littleton, Fort Pond, Long Pond, Lake
Mattawanaki.
Meadowanaki, sure, Nagog, Speck. Okay, Speck Pond is absolutely inside the same ACEC.
Yeah.
Let's see, Pepperell, Blood Pond, Teal Pond, Shore, Stowe's too far away. Keep going, please. Ooh, Townsend has Minton Pond, but that's too far away. And that's everything that's around us.
All right.
Okay.
We could,
Now, let's
yeah.
go back. Go back to the, yep. Right there, boom. Okay, stop. Give me the, there we go, thank you. Oh.
Most of Groton is in an ACEC.
Section Long Pond, popular use, controversy, Great Pond Law, Wikipedia, jump to Massachusetts, Great Pond, Mass Ponds list. Is that the same list we just looked at?
Yeah.
Probably. Chapter 91. Go ahead. Okay, so, wait. Geographical activities, types, determinations, navigating. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Da 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 da. Keep going. That's what the song's for. Da 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 da. Oh wait. No, but no. I want a list. I want an actual list. A freaking list.
I haven't been able to find one, and I thought I was going to have to get the map and just kind of figure it out.
Well, you know what we're going to do next? Okay, so clearly they're not going to tell us. So let's go back to Google.
But if you know the 5 ponds in Groton, right in here, you can just see.
Yeah, but hold on. Watch this. Let's go to ACEC program mass. Okay. There you go. Let's see if they have a list. Nancy Putnam.
Yeah, there we go.
What is the purpose? Yeah. Program, yeah. Nominated, sure. Give us a list. Wait. Go back up. Where can I get more information? Provide. This is crap. Did you find the? Please click no. Thank you. What are you looking for? A list of ACECs.
Great ponds.
A list of ACECs. And okay. Nothing. Okay, so let's go back. Yep, now go down. Let's see if there's another one. Oh, what's that? ACEC designations. But it's a trap.
It is a trap.
No, it isn't. Here we go. Petapawa, look at that. So we know that's us. Acreage, municipalities, 16 state listed rare species.
58% of Groton is in it.
From the town of Ayer north to New Hampshire. Potential pools, blah, 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 significant architecture, archaeological, here we go. Water bodies included, lakes, ponds. So you'd actually have to work backwards.
Look. Great pond.
Oh!
Sand pond.
Okay. This would suggest it is not 2.
Yeah, well.
Suggest it's a whole bundle of joy.
We are one of 2 great ponds in an ACEC, said Nancy Lynn to me on
That's very sad
Tuesday.
because Nancy Lynn is wrong. No, don't do that. But actually, stop. Hold on so she can take the picture. Okay, so that's the Petapawa. So go back. Go back. Let's go to. So we only went to Petapawa because we recognized it.
Well, this one is.
Oh,
us
that's
too.
definitely around us here too.
I think that's on the western. It's like the western.
So here we go. Okay, air 2%. Yeah, look at that. Whoa. That's not right, is it?
What?
690 acres of air is 2% of air?
No,
Only
it's
nine-
2% of
Yeah, no.
37,000.
It says 690 acres.
But we don't have too much in it, I don't think. It's not as big as,
Yeah, but we're only 9 square miles. I don't know how many acres that is, but it's not that many. 690 suggests would be a ton of it. Okay, anyway. Or that 690 is a ton of
Oh,
air.
I see.
You're right. 2% is that. Yep. Go down. Where's the list? Come on, list.
great ponds.
Great ponds, Heald Pond, Blood Pond, Pepperell, Squanicook Pond. Yeah, she's full of hooey. It doesn't even make sense what she said out loud.
Yeah, well,
She trying to trick us?
I don't think so.
I
Aren't
just
you
don't think,
interesting? Isn't that sweet?
I just think they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this whole technology thing is fantastic. All right, we're going to leave this up because I'm going to show you something after this is done that you're going to enjoy.
All right, well,
So, why don't we put it on our list of things to do because we're going to get out of here by 9:45. This is the best part.
we might.
We have to.
Okay.
So, RDA, these are discussion points. RDA, removable dock,
Wide feet, no beach.
no.
Make a pamphlet.
All right. Pingree Hill, I think we've covered that one.
Yeah. So why did the developer leave?
I know why.
Okay.
So,
Wait, what do you mean?
just keep going.
Nashua Street Extension, they're just making an ever-loving mess over there, and they're tracking mud all the way up Nashua Street to Taft Street, because there's mud on the road.
So should we give them a violation notice because they're going to make a mess?
Well, it's a DEP thing, so I don't know. Well, can't we do a violation notice if they're...
If they're messing up our wetland?
Yeah.
No, they don't. Technically, we give them a DEP. We can give them a violation notice for what they're doing. If somebody didn't have if someone didn't have a DEP file number and they were doing something wrong, we could give them a violation notice.
All right.
So at a minimum, what you could say is, I would hate to issue you a violation notice. What's your sweeping schedule?
Yeah.
And then go. We definitely have the ability to stop them from doing bad stuff,
Okay.
unless they're the railroad or the
Right.
utility. This is Pleasant Street, collect in the trench and wet water quality swale.
Oh, there's just water, so much water.
The beavers have backed.
The beavers, let me show you what the beavers have done.
Nice picture of your fiddleheads there.
Yeah, so this is why we have, this was like the whole point of, here's our...
The
little-
silt sock.
Yeah.
And there's my ferns.
Yes. Yes.
Damn you.
Okay, hang on.
What's this one down here? That looks like a lot of flooded water.
Oh, yeah, that's, so, meeting, Pingree Hill office updates.
Look at you, look at this. Isn't this nice?
This is so nice. So, I'm
Where's this?
This is the rail trail up here.
Oh.
I'm standing with my back to the sewer manhole that's at the bottom of Pleasant Street Extension.
And those are the silt socks floating.
They are floating because when the DPW took the dam out at the rail trail, the beavers moved right up here and built a new dam. But now they've plugged up the culvert under the rail trail again, and all of this water backed up right over the new dam.
Well, here's the real good question. So if they've plugged this up, do we now have less water on the other side? Because remember, the beavers had messed up the other side.
I went over there today and looked, and the water is really sluggish under the new culvert at Rosewood. But I wouldn't say there's a whole lot less water.
You know what we're going to do as we go forward? On those culverts, we're going to have them either use brass or some other kind of marker so that we can look at it and see what the water is doing. They're going to add it as part of the project.
The nice thing about the Rosewood Ave culvert is it's got that big mesh pot, and I can count the
Right.
squares.
You take pictures of the squares.
Which I did today.
Now, when I was over there, there was hardly a square to spare. The water was actually pretty high up, and that would have been, I think I drove around, it was April 29th, it was that Sunday. And I think I ran into you that day.
Oh, when I was sick.
You were sick.
I was sick.
And I personally think you killed me.
Did you get sick?
And I didn't feel well.
So in the space of 3 minutes at the end of Rosewood Ave, by that culvert, I saw 2 parent Canada geese and 6 little, pretty good-sized fuzzy ones
Already?
already. A
Wow.
muskrat swimming downstream from the culvert with grass in its mouth, underwater.
How cute!
And a great blue heron came in and landed.
This was just for a few minutes standing at that. Yeah. Go stand there.
Yeah,
Right?
it was crazy. But I'll show you how many. I want to say it was 3.5 squares.
And just as long as you're keeping track of what it is from time to time.
Yeah, I am, and I sent this to Mark Wetzel saying,
You got a problem.
you got a problem. But do we have a problem? These are our downstream down gradient most erosion controls,
Actually, I have a different opinion.
or they were.
I think the developer has a problem.
Mm.
The developer's supposed to be maintaining this.
Mm.
I appreciate that the beavers have moved in, but
Well, this is CJ's project, I believe. So it sounds like I need to give CJ a call.
well, at a minimum, they should put something in up higher so that it's.
Well, and there are
have
several.
they had runoffs? Have they had runoff issues?
No, and there are several layers going
Yeah.
going up higher, but all right. So
Maybe I'll put rubber boots on and go here Saturday morning early.
it's really beautiful down there. It's
Someone's living in that blue house, right?
the blue house.
Whatever the color house, the old Moore house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is looking upstream from
Yeah.
from the culvert.
That's a lot of squares. I think the
Yeah.
new beaver dam has definitely cut down on the amount of water.
Well, and you see all that sheen on the water?
Hmm.
I don't know if that's from the oil spill or if that's just because it's kind of stagnant-y.
Well, I assume that's because it's just sitting there.
With the oil spill. Maybe. Yeah, but boy, this is downstream from it was just beautiful over there this morning. Just,
Yeah, isn't it going to be sad when we go in and put a pipe in that dam?
all right, so
What else
that's
can we do?
Nashua Street, Pleasant Street, Colbert Place, nothing changed.
Colwood
Rose-
Place, just a reminder, at some point this spring, summer, we should take a look at AJ's path down to the dock.
Well, didn't he invite us to go look at it?
Yes, we have to schedule that at some point.
All right, Rosewood. Yep, the beavers,
Yeah.
mash the straw.
Yeah. I called Mike Lottie, who's the engineer on this, because he didn't answer my email, and I left him a message, and he hasn't answered the message either. And I said, you have this replication area too that you need to.
Well, let's face it, who's the applicant?
I don't even know, to tell you the
Calvin.
truth.
GPR.
Oh, yeah.
GPR is the applicant.
So why is Mike Lottie the engineer on this?
Well, he wasn't, no, Mike Lottie was the guy who had done beaver dam work in the past.
No, that's Mike Callahan.
No, Mike Lottie was the guy who came in and,
He's the one I
wasn't
met.
Lottie the one who came in and he had done beaver work before? Wasn't he the guy with the skidder and everything?
I don't think it was Mike Lottie. It was somebody else, I think.
He's an engineer, and I don't know. The first time I met him out there, he was with a landscape contractor from Clinton who was actually going to plant the replication area. This was in the fall. So I don't know why he's the engineer on that and Kyle's the engineer on Air Solar 1.
Maybe Lottie's the sub they brought in? All right, well, the long story short is GPR applied for Air Solar 1, which means GPR owns the replication.
Okay.
So,
Well, and I've been in touch with Kyle, and he and I just need to make he's found some place up above the solar panels where something is washing down.
it's that spot I pointed out.
Well, he fixed that spot in the fall. I don't know. Hey, 77 Woodland Way, we could just cross that right off.
X15 is going along nicely. You never have to talk about anything going nice. Where's 15, Oak Ridge?
That's Bonnie's house. Her deck is beautiful. Oh, my word.
That's why she's not showing up.
Yeah.
Working on it. Okay. 121, still no construction. I saw that it's all been cut down and... Wait, no,
120
this is Oak Ridge. Oh, this is
No.
Oak Ridge. What's 121?
He's the guy who took off his deck and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
excavated in the fall. He did pick up his building permit, so maybe.
So he's killing it. Nancy Lynn, Ben Lynch, yep, not
Yeah.
going anywhere. 231 Snake Hill amendment.
Yeah, because they're moving the beach.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
nothing.
I haven't heard anything.
And I haven't seen it. Was there an excavator over there?
It's been
Yeah.
parked for weeks.
Yeah, there's a machine parked right by the
Yeah.
road.
But
Nothing.
Nothing's happened. They
who
took
can leave an excavator somewhere for weeks?
Maybe it's the builders.
That's what I meant. But
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if you were going to build and sell houses now,
Oh, I would have had that, this amendment would have been signed and sealed and they'd be building their beach and,
I mean, wouldn't it make sense to do it now before everybody finds out that the $1.6 million payoff wasn't really because of that Brady guy? Did you read the article? Yeah. The guy in the New Yorker says, maybe we all got fooled. Maybe it was 1.6 and the reason that none of the names were different in any of the agreements was because it's another agreement between the president and a young lady who got money. Because what does that Brady guy need to pay anybody 1.6 million for? Literally. What could he possibly need to pay for? And he's been convicted of bribery in the past. Well, that's a good story. So 231 Snake Hill Road, they're making less sense than an agreement with the president.
yeah.
144 Sandy Pond,
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
the
yeah,
failed
yeah.
solar. They're cleaning it up. They've broken up at least 2 of those big concrete coffins, and they realigned the straw bales, and they're actually cleaning it up.
oh boy.
Maple Street, still haven't heard. Annette Moore, she'll get her new basement floor, maybe. Still waiting for Calvin to bring the original OOC back to the office so I can change the date on it.
Okay.
DPW is all excited. They're almost in their new, this isn't their garage, this is their office building.
Right.
Office.
So Peroni all set, put out to bid. West Main Street, we just had our discussion.
Yep.
That's good. Community Dog Park, I went by. It's a lot, not as far along as I would have thought.
Well-
Air Solar 2 lawsuit filed against planning board. How recent was that? Did we talk about this last time?
Yep.
Okay. Global Montello in
Global
June.
Montello, here you go. Do you want your notices of intent on that now or
Sure do.
next time?
No, let's, if you've got them, let's, and while you're doing that, weed treatment, first treatment, thank you. First treatment is scheduled for Friday, May 11th. Is that
Tomorrow.
despite the fact that we don't have any money?
Oh, no, we have money.
And
We don't have this much money.
we got a bill
For
for
what?
$1,200.
No, Robert's going to cover it.
Yeah, but don't we have to do this on the May 14th at the town meeting?
No, we've got the 40,000 for next year.
Are you sure?
But
I thought
Robert-
we didn't have enough.
We're shy 2,000 and Robert said he'd make that up.
Yeah, we're good.
It feels like a scam.
By the way, on that Balch Dam, putting the boards back in?
Yeah, it says here, he'll take care of replacing the boards.
Oh, where does it say that?
On the next page. Back page.
Oh, got it.
May 12th. Oh, you know what? Please make a mark. We are discussing, when we come to our next meeting, we are discussing that dam. We need to,
Which dam?
Bulge Pond Dam, we need to get this worked out. We would be remiss if we don't have an answer for what's going to happen when that dam fails.
Okay.
And that's the way we have to approach it. What's going to happen when the dam fails?
And I do have a DPW report.
On the dam.
Yep.
Perfect, right? Because we talked about that.
Yeah.
Bam! So we'll do
Yeah.
that during the next one.
Yep.
Robert Hood is good, Borrego is good, they're getting out of it. Lodge Pond Dam is good, because we have the inspection report. Anything else?
Meeting minutes?
Ugh,
I'm
why
sorry.
do you do these things? Give me the minutes, come on, run.
We have a couple
The
of
poor
bills.
guy is in there. We didn't even know he was hiding in there. How do I have two?
Because we didn't do it last time,
Oh.
as we went to 10:58.
Forgive me.
No,
So these are
actually,
from 412, and this is, as the kids would say, hecka long. And the project, so this was our our bridge. Yep. And this is our meeting with Steve. Yep. Accounts payable. Did you get your check?
yes.
Good.
Did you?
I did. Went to my ex-wife. Literally, went to her house. It was very funny.
It's very funny.
I would accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes from April 12th, 2018, as fabulously written.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Today is 5/10, right?
Yep.
All right. Then we had our own meeting on 4/26 and went almost as late, but it was enjoyable because we were doing our stuff.
Well, we had cookies.
We did everything.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
We should so
Yes.
do pizza.
Ooh, yeah,
We could.
we could.
That's an appropriate use of wetland funds, right?
Sounds good to me.
Watercress pizza.
Where do you get that?
Not in this town. Yep, and we met with, that's right, because we met with Robert, and we talked about Chapter 91. Sweet Moses. Pingree Hill Enforcement, those Diamond Pier Foundations I detest. You know why I don't like them? You know what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna bang them in, they're not gonna go far enough in, they're gonna pull it out, cut it off, and bang it back in again.
Yeah.
They're gonna go, it's done.
Yeah.
It's a trick. I would accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes from April 26, 2018 as wonderfully written.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. That's meeting minutes. Do we have any accounts payable?
We do. We have $74.32 for the new office label printer.
She's going wild.
It is,
Who's that to? Staples or?
It's our part.
Yeah, that's the Amazon.
So our part is 7432. It's part of
Oh, the town.
100 pack ceramic industrial Rubbermaid step-on wastebasket. What the what?
That's the,
That's not, that's
credit
IT.
card. Yeah.
Okay.
This is, so we just have to approve our part, just,
What's the Dymo letter writer? Is that like a,
see this thing?
yeah.
That I put the town seal on, it says compliments of the Air Conservation Commission
Oh,
on these maps I'm giving away. And when I send out certified mail, I just push the button and I get labels to stick on all the parts instead of having to sit there and waste my time, honestly, writing addresses on things. $74 well spent. Makes me very happy. Compliments of the Air Conservation Commission.
It's very nice.
Isn't that nice?
So the town bought this?
no.
Well, we did.
Got it.
I would accept a motion. Pay $74.32 for the label maker that makes Joanne happy.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Thank
Any
you.
further discussion?
And just who's that bill to? Is it
It's Amazon.
Amazon?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's Amazon, it's a town account. All right.
This is
You just keep coming tonight.
I know, we haven't had any for a while.
All right, so this is 2 ads, DPW and Littleton Road. Do we have the checks for these?
Yeah, well, we don't have a check for the DPW, and I guess they're just gonna, I don't know.
I think they usually just sign, I think the bill gets sent to them, they just sign it from their account.
Actually, here's what I'm willing to do. I'm
Yeah,
willing to
George.
sign this, but it needs to go to Julie, Lisa.
Yeah.
It needs to go to Lisa so that she can figure out where that money's coming from, so we don't get stuck with it 2 months down the road.
Okay.
I would accept a motion to pay, so it's $139.20, the DPW, $157.76 for 138 Littleton Road, for a total, it says $296, so let's see, is that true? yes, $296.96.
Second.
All fair to say aye?
Aye. So the other thing that makes me happy is going to this annual meeting for $15,
Sweet Francis.
where we're gonna learn all about other tech things that's supposed to make conservation work.
So I don't have any
More
problem with this,
technical.
but we can't sign this.
Oh, we have to have a bill?
We have to have like a bill.
Yeah.
So, talk to them about what's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe we can sign this, but this is your application, this is your registration form.
No, that's a copy of my registration
Oh.
form.
Oh, so based on
And they're
our
gonna need-
experience,
right.
you're gonna need what you paid with.
I know.
How did you pay?
A check, because they.
The hell is that?
I know. In an envelope with a stamp.
Did you fax it?
An envelope with a stamp with a handwritten thing to go learn about technology for conservation.
Did you use the label maker?
No. Because I had envelopes with our return address on it.
Still doesn't matter. It should go right over it. Okay, the only thing I can guess is we can sign this, but we're still back to that same problem, aren't we?
She's gonna send it right back and
We
say.
need a canceled check.
Well, why don't you sign
We'll
it,
sign
and
it.
when I get my canceled check
Hey, is
image
the
back.
person who replaced Martha, did they leave?
Carrie, no, that was a mistake.
That
Post-
they posted it as a mistake?
They did. They posted her job as a mistake.
They mistakenly. We're coming up on 1 minute 10.
Yeah.
I would accept the motion to pay $15 so that Joanne can go to the MSMCP Conservation Agents and Technology websites and apps to make your jobs easier at Brigham Hill Community Barn in North Grafton at the Massachusetts Society of Municipal Conservation Professionals.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I've never been to this barn, but I understand it's a beauty. It's
Lovely.
like a newly built thing.
These people.
Yeah, so they're
They ain't even started yet.
They're treating tomorrow, but this is like all the run up to the treating, I guess. Permitting and whatnot.
So, this is a bill for $1,250. It is for their task 1, preparing and filing the DEP permit application, doing their shoreline postings.
Oh, this is for Solitude?
This is. I would accept a motion to pay Solitude $1,250 for task 1.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. All right, so we have now, any announcements?
No.
Okay, what's that?
This is a new filing for a request for certificate of compliance for work that was never done on orders that expired. And there's a little checkbox apparently at the bottom saying,
Work that was never done on orders that expired.
the above referenced order has lapsed and is therefore no
ask real
longer
quick.
valid and the
I'm
work
watching that second hand go. I want to see the plan.
regulated
I want to see the
was,
plan.
I didn't bring down the plan.
Isn't that the plan right
This-
there?
No, that's something that hasn't actually been filed. This is the house at Orchid Lane that's at the bottom.
2009, I wasn't even on the...
Yeah, you were. So they wanted to build a handicapped ramp to their dock, but never did.
Oh, yeah.
And the plan shows this sort of
Oh,
cross
yeah.
slope.
Remember
What's that
the
waste
plantings
path?
and all the ways to deal. Remember we walked around down below?
That's that really steep.
Yeah. And so they never did it.
So they're selling the house, and they need to clear up the orders.
Lapsed, never started, work regulators never started. Okay.
So That was just the new filing, so I just am telling you about it.
Oh,
I don't know that there's anything, do you even sign that?
well, we have to, don't we sign a certificate of compliance? No. Isn't there, yeah, there's no, okay, so this is just a request. So you can bring the form to our next meeting. and
Okay.
sign that.
All right.
Have you walked this?
No, this just came in
I
yesterday.
was gonna say, trust no one. All right, after that little X-Files reference,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you and good night.